It is time to go live. We're back out here again, Lake Lanier, getting things started. What we're going to be throwing today is a fluke. Check out how I got it rigged up. Had to put some extra hooks on there. So if you guys were watching yesterday, then you may have noticed that I had a few fish that actually had this bait in its mouth, but because of the way that these flukes are rigged, well, the way I have it rigged, is that they may not get this top hook. I have it to where it's completely sticking out, but if they don't get this thing just right, or if the tail bends up or something like that, this will still come out of the fish's mouth. All right, and to show you guys my setup for today, we are throwing this on a Ducket Micro Magic. And this is a, let's see if you guys can see that. Maybe, maybe not. This is a 7-foot medium spinning rod. I have it on a loose reel with 10-pound, what is that, 10-pound braid. And I see some fish out here, so I have to get back to you on that. Let's go ahead and see if we can get these fish to come up and, oh, I think they are already coming up. And let's get this camera right. All right, so these fish are out here roaming around. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna see what this live imaging is all about. As you come into the chat, let me just check my audio. As you come into the chat, drop a 1 in the chat. Want to make sure you guys can hear me okay and see me okay. See that nice scenery out there. All right, we got Darren Pearson checking in. We have DL Peck fishing. Shout out to the money team. So we're going to see what this live imaging is all about out here today, guys. So I was showing you my setup as I'm scoping around, scoping. There's my Mega Live system. I know I put Livescope on there, but you know it's all the same. Live imaging. There's a fish sitting out there at about 70 feet, but he doesn't have any of his buddies with him. I want them to get out there and fight over this bait, so I'm going to wait until I see a few more of them out there. But like I was saying, I have a Ducket. Let me spin this around. Ducket Micro Magic. This is a 7-foot medium. I have it on that medium so I can get that tip in there that'll help me get this bait casted out a little farther. 10-pound high-vis yellow braid right there tied to 10-pound fluorocarbon, and I use a an improved Alberto knot. And the other thing that I went ahead and I'm trying out is putting a swivel on there so I don't get as many line twists. And I have this on a fluke right now. I told you guys I wanted to get out here and kind of test my fluke skills out. Want to get used to throwing something a little different than what I normally throw out here on the lake. Had some pretty good results with it yesterday, but because this is not one of the main techniques that I throw, I had a lot of connections, but did not get a lot of good hookups on it. So let's see. And also in the chat, who else do we have? Emmanuel Jones says, what's good? What's going on? Appreciate you for hitting me with the 1. Let me know everything sounds good. All right, so let's do one more. Hit me with a 2 right after you hit the like button. Please make sure you do hit the like button, guys. It does help push the video out there and help promote the channel. All right, so I'm out here looking. I'm looking left and right. I'm looking around trying to see if I see any fish that are coming up on top. This setup that I have, this allows me to get a cast out to about 100 feet or so. And a lot of times, as you guys know, those fish like to come right out on top and hit just out of range of where you happen to be. All right, so I see some that are out here. All right, take a look at those fish. Those are out about 50 feet out, but they're 30 feet down. So those I need those fish to be up around 15 feet or so in that water column. Or I could cast it out there and try to get those fish to come, let the bait sink down to them, but don't really want to put in that much work. I want to keep it. Wait a minute. They're coming on top over there. Okay, I just saw one come up. They're up close enough on top. Let's see. All right, yeah, didn't really give them enough time to get over there to where they needed to be. But once a few of these fish start schooling and coming up on top, seeing some of that top water activity, sometimes that is enough to get them active. So let's see, I still see them right up there in the top of that water column. So let's see. So that one lone fish out there was what I was targeting. It's kind of swimming away. So let me go ahead and get this back in the boat. All right, Manuel Jones says, I was the first one to hit the like button today. All right, really appreciate that. All right, and as you see, Emmanuel Jones is kind of letting you guys know one of the tips of the channel. As you come in, likes are free and they definitely help support the channel. So if you could hit that like button for me, guys, I would really, really appreciate it. Who else do we have checking in? All right, we have Darren Pearson, DL Peck Fishing, and Emmanuel Jones. All right, who else do we have in the comments, guys? Make sure you hop in there and introduce yourselves. You never know who you may meet in the chat on these lives. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm going to be I'm running Hummingbird, guys. I'm running Hummingbird Mega Live. So you can see these fish out here that are about 50 feet. They're relating down to the bottom, but I'm trying to find these fish that are up in the water column so I can get them to come and hit on top. That way, whenever I get those fish to come and hit on top, you guys will see those top water hits. You'll see those fish. Have you ever seen fish out? All right, there's some out there at about 90 feet. Like I was telling you, I can cast this out about 100 feet or so. That backhand cast will get me about. All right, let's see if these fish will come up. All right, I'm just out of range. All right, there we go. So I see the school. They're coming in range at about 95 feet out. Can you guys see them? Those are the fish we're about to target. So I got a good long cast out there. Landed right where it needs to be. Now let's see if they will react. All right, not getting any reaction out of those. And that bait is right over them. I can see the bait at about 70 feet out. Oh my goodness. So, okay, check this out. This is a bait ball. These are bass, predator fish, could be stripers, but they're directly under those bait fish. So what they may do at any minute is push those bait fish to the top. Oh, there they go. There they go, guys. Check them out. Check out all that activity. But I'm waiting for those fish to come up on their own. That's kind of the easiest way to do it at times. We'll see. We'll see. All right, we have Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing. Make sure you guys check out his channel. He is definitely doing big things on this lake. He definitely knows about getting some top water strikes on Lake Lanier and catching some nice largemouth and spotted bass. What does Lanier Kayak Fishing say? I was cracking them yesterday. Keep that top water ready. I knew it. I knew it. So how many did you catch yesterday and what was your biggest fish? And what was your 5 pound, your 5 limit best? How did you do out on the lake? So I'll just be out here for maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. Just wanted to get out here, show you guys a few different techniques for anybody that is coming out, or maybe you just can't make it out on the lake today. So you can see all this beautiful scenery and everything that's going on. Now today is a very, very nice day. We've been out here maybe 2 days ago. As you guys saw, if you've been following the channel, it was raining. So I was trying to dodge the rain, but it just wasn't quite working. The rain was catching up to me. And let me just show you. I'm rolling with that 250 Merc back there, 250 Mercury on the back. So I can outrun the rain in some situations, but the rain clouds the other day were just too big. I couldn't get away from them. All right, so I see a lot of bait fish. So if you want to catch the big ones, some tournament caliber bass. And remember, most of the time you only need 5, so you can take your time out here. See how I'm not really casting or anything? I'm just kind of waiting for those fish to chase those bait fish and push them up towards the top of the water column and start schooling. Then all I have to do is just kind of hit right in the middle of that wolf pack. Then it should be game on. Then pack up, roll to the next spot, because in the tournament, all you need is your best 5. But for you guys that want to get out here and have some fun, what I found yesterday is that you can pull up on just about any point, any long point, start out in about 50, 60 feet of water and head in towards that point, just casting straight towards that point. And what you'll start to see is you'll see those fish. They'll be kind of active. So that's what I found yesterday. All right, so there's some fish out here. They're sitting about 80 feet. I'm just trying to find a bigger school of fish out here though, guys. All right, let's see. Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing says, I caught 5 spotted bass, all smaller, 1 large around 3 pounds, and a 10+ pound striper. Man, all on 1 point in 30 minutes. See, that's what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about. If you want to get out there and catch some numbers, yeah, just hit some points right now. Random points, guys. If you see it on your mapping, just pull up to it and start casting. All right, so I see some fish out here at about 90 feet out. We're gonna pop those in just a minute. As you come into the chat, let's see if we need about 5 more likes right now, guys. If you have already hit the like button, please type like in the chat. I just want to see what type of participation we're having today. I'm just kind of easing in on these fish. And for anybody that is just tuning in, I'm currently throwing a fluke. That is why I'm holding a spinning rod. But this is what I have on deck. Some of you guys like bait casters, some of you like spinning rods. I throw both. You got 2 bait casters, 2 spinning rods on that side, and 2 more spinning rods on this side. And the reason why, oh, there we go, there we go. So I see the school, they are sitting out at 90 feet. So I'm gonna ease on in here on them, guys. Let me just show you. Let me get lined back up. All right, the action is about to begin. I have found the fish that I wanted to target now. So I'm gonna ease in on them. Don't want to get too close. All right, so here they go. They're out at 70 feet, so that's a perfect distance for me. So I got a long cast out there. Let's see. All right, they aren't reacting to that. All right, so now that I know where those fish are at, I just have to get a bunch of cast out there until I get their attention. Then eventually, I'm pretty sure these fish will start coming and hitting on top. Uh-oh, things may have changed from yesterday. Now, yesterday when I was throwing this, I was getting a lot of followers and things like that. But today, looks like it may be a different story. So I may have to go ahead and change things up, find a different pattern. That's what it's about, guys. You got to get out here and figure out what's going on. Using your electronics can kind of help you work through that process a little bit faster if you know what you're doing, if you know what you're looking at. All right, let's see. Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing says, I've been relying on the overcast rainy days. The bait fish will be on top. The bait and the bass feel more comfortable to feed in low light conditions. Oh, yeah. And see, it's not as cloudy as it is today. So things have changed a little bit from yesterday. But man, oh, man, I see these fish all over the place out here. I wonder if the water, I didn't check the water level today, but it seems like the water level may have come up a little bit too. All right, so right now I'm kind of right in the area where the fish are all roaming and everything. All right, so we got DL Pick Fishing. He hit the like button. We have Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing. Hit that like button for me. Really, really appreciate it. All right, let me just check the action on this fluke since I added that other hook on there. I just want to test it out myself. And all right, yeah, so the action looks great. I don't know if you guys can see that fluke coming across the top of the water, just under the water column. But yeah, it has a nice back and forth action to it. But we're gonna pack up and roll out in a minute if we don't see any activity over here. Because the thing about it is these fish are active somewhere. And if they're not active where I'm at, they're active someplace else. So I got to get to them as fast as I can. I told you guys I'll be out here for just a few hours. Just want to see if I can pick off two, three, four fish before I leave. Yesterday we caught a few. Had a good day out on the lake. All right. The near kayak bass fishing says, I bet watching them on that grab drives you crazy. Yeah, I mean it's kind of just a different way of fishing. It's kind of fun. So I've come out here a lot of times where I'm just playing around with my electronics, different baits and everything, not really catching fish, just watching the fish how they react to different baits. Just adds a different element to it. But then of course, if you guys have been following the channel, you know sometimes I'll for the guys that don't have electronics or like using electronics, I will come out here and do some fishing without electronics and show you guys pretty much the techniques and everything that I use for that style of fishing. All right, now these fish are 60 feet out. Can you guys see them right there? They're 60 feet out and they're sitting about 10 feet up in the water column. So I'm gonna get a cast probably about 80 feet, 90 feet past those fish. And let's see. So right now, this fluke is not producing enough movement or something about it that's not getting these fish to react to it. So let's go ahead and change this to something different that makes a little more of a splash. I know yesterday some of you guys want me to throw this I'm a skimmer. Let me show you what I have on here. So this is a all chrome. I heard these things are selling out. Now somebody said I'm a skimmer. Is that what this bait is in the chat? Does anybody have a I'm a skimmer? Just tell me if that is the one that you got, because I cannot remember what brand or if that is the I'm a skimmer that people were talking about, but I'm pretty sure it is. So this causes a little more disturbance on the water. I can get this cast out maybe about 80, 90 feet. So this, I'm walking this bait right now. It causes a little bit more disturbance. And what I'm trying to do now before I run to another spot, I just want to see. Oh yeah, that definitely did get those fish falling in. So that brought those fish up. Can you guys see those fish on the screen right here? So that's what we need right now. Right now, in today's conditions, we need a little more splash, something that makes a little more commotion on the top of the water to get the attention of those fish. Once I do that, all right, there we go, some out there. Those are about 70 feet out or so. Uh-oh, I just saw something. So check that out. Those fish came off of the bottom. They're sitting in 30 feet of water off the bottom and they're coming up now. These fish are coming back. For those that don't use live imaging, that purple haze is called persistence mode. I like having that on because it just gives me a little more of something to look at on the screen. It lets me see what direction those fish are moving. Kind of helps with tracking. All right, guys, we're sitting at 9 likes. If you haven't hit the like button, please tap that like button. Likes are free. All you have to do is double tap the screen. It really does help the channel. Just trying to see what type of what type of content you guys like to see. If you like this live fishing, seems like a lot of you guys have like this style of fishing, this style of content. Let me just show you the setup that I have on this. As you see, guys, I have a lot of ducket rods. So this is a ducket T-Rex, 7'3", medium heavy. I'm throwing this on what is this? I think this is 12-pound monofilament line, and I have a pretty fast gear ratio reel. This is a 7'3" to 1, 13 fishing reel right here. And I like those faster gear ratio reels because whenever I need to reel back in to hurry up and get another cast back out there, because when these fish start schooling, you really don't have too much time to get things back in action. All right, Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing says, I never throw a fluke. Are you are you throwing weightless? If so, what hook worked best and how do you hook it? Will it trim true with braided line? So really, fluke is not my main technique, but I know there are a lot of people out here that have a lot of success with it. So I just wanted to add that to my arsenal, and I'll show you my setup with that in just a second. But right now I have a lot of fish out there, and man, yeah, things have definitely changed today because they are not active. So I'm gonna throw something that'll go down in the water column. Let me just show you my fluke setup real quick. Run that by you guys again. So I'm throwing that on a 7 foot. This is a 7 foot medium. So that way it's not too long, so I can still work the bait the way I need to. You may need to have a different setup being on a kayak since you're lower to the water. I have it on a spinning reel, and that is so I can get a long cast out of this fluke. I want to be able to cast this thing about 100 feet or so, and I have it on 10-pound high vis yellow braid tied. We're using a double Alberto knot going to 10-pound fluorocarbon line. All right, now let me show you the way I have this fluke set up. Now I'm just trying this out today. Yesterday I just had one hook in here. So if you can see, I have it Texas rigged. So I have that hook coming in the top. Normally that's the way that I had it yesterday, with just this one hook sticking out of the top right here. But now I added that treble hook down at the bottom, and it's not affecting the action on it at all. But my hookup ratio was not too good yesterday. So for me, what I'm doing is I'm getting out here and testing different ways of rigging this fluke, testing out different flukes. So if you take a look down here, I have a few different sizes down here. I have that smaller size. Here's a medium size fluke, and this one is a little bit bigger than both of those. So just trying a few different things out, seeing what the fish like. And I was actually catching them with a bigger size fluke yesterday. All right, so let's try this with this fluke. I'm going to throw it out there and just kind of let it sink down in the water column. So that was a 90-foot cast. I saw it land right there at 90 feet. So that was just a simple backhand cast, landed 90 feet out. I'm going to let this sink down into the water column where those fish are at and see if they like that. Okay, here they come. Here they come, guys. All right, let's see. Let's just take a look out there and see if. All right, got him, got him, got him. All right, got him that time, guys. All right, let me show you my screen. See the fish right there on the screen? Can you see him? All right, feels like it might be a decent fish, but you never know. I'm just curious to see if this fish is going to be hooked with that top hook or on those bottom hooks. So it's a decent fish, not too big. I do want to get it to the boat so I can see where it's hooked at. All right, trying to keep him in the Boom. All right. Sooner or later we'd get him. Oh my goodness. And you guys will not believe this. You would not believe it. All right. Now, one of the things that we do on this channel is we do something called the guessing game. So I'm going to hold this fish up and let you see the weight of this fish. Well, I'm going to hold the fish up so you guys can guess the weight. But I want you to take a look at something. Can you see that right there? This is the hook that I normally have in there. But this fish, I would have missed it because he is caught on those two bottom hooks. Can you see that? The two bottom hooks are what caught that fish. All right, so let's go ahead and get him off of here and get him to the scale. But what we're going to do, like I told you guys, I just figured it was a matter of time. This, by all means, was not the biggest one in that school of fish. You guys saw the screen. So if you know how to read those live imaging screens. All right, so there we go. Let's take a look at him. Oh, yeah, he has a nice fat stomach on him. All right, has a little bit of weight to him. Let me show you this the stomach on this fish, guys. Look at that. All right, let's see some weights. Let's see some guesses down in the comments. What How much do you think this fish weighs? I'm going to put him in the live well for a minute. Let you guys get some guesses in the chat, and let's see who knows their fish. Now, this is a spotted bass. For anybody who does not know, what you can do is reach into the mouth and rub on the tongue, and it has like a little rough patch on it. But look at the stomach on that thing. All right, what is the weight? Chris Henderson says 175. All right, Chris Henderson is getting it started. All right, now listen. Come on, fellas. Come on, guys and gals of the chat. Let's see some likes. You gotta like it. You gotta love it. I mean, we're out here having some fun. Can we get up to 20 likes? We just need 7 more likes. Once you hit the like button, type the word like in the chat. I want to give you a shout out for supporting the channel. So there he goes. We have that fish down there in that live well right now. Like I said, we are going to play the guessing game. While you guys are taking a moment to hit that like button, let's see. We have 13 likes. Who is going to be like number 14? If you hit the like button and you are number 14, type 14 in the chat. I want to see who's participating. I want to see who likes the content. And also, do not forget, make sure you guys put your guesses in the chat. So I showed you how I had this rigged up. Oh, shoot, my hook. Oh, my goodness. Man, don't you hate it when you drop stuff? But at least it didn't go into the lake. But check this out. All I'm doing is taking this hook and sliding it on there like that. So this hook will come right back off. So I'm sliding that hook on there. And then what I'm doing is, let's go ahead and get that in there. I'm going to Texas rig this bigger hook. I'm going to Texas rig that first. I'm going to put it right into the same slot that I already opened up on it. Let's just see where it's at. All right, there it goes right here. Put it right into that same slot. And now this hook is just dangling down here. But what I do is I just take it and just embed it in the bottom of this fluke. And I kind of have it to where it sticks down from the bottom just a little bit. So that fish could have hit in came and got it, because the bottom of that fish's mouth is where it was hooked with these bottom 2 hooks. So like I was telling you guys yesterday, when I was getting a lot of connections, they were biting it, but I wasn't getting those fish to the boat. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna hop into the chat. All right, big shout out to Clint Perry. He is like number 14. See you, but okay, a lot of you are hitting 14. So you guys hit that button and got me up to 17 likes. We need 3 more likes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep that fish in the live well until we get 25 likes. 25. We need 25 likes, guys. Once we get 25 likes, and in the meantime, make sure you guys keep that you keep putting your weight guesses in the chat, and just so it can stay at the front of the chat. If you already put your weight in there, put it in there again, what your guess was, and then once we weigh that fish, I'm going to look and see who guessed the weight of the fish. So yesterday, want to give a big shout out to, was it Stephen Wimpy? Shout out to Stephen Wimpy. I think he had guessed it. If you guys remember. All right, so we're just out here scouting again. So you see that it works. And what I was telling you guys, for tournament fishermen, some of these guys, they just sit here. They don't waste a lot of time casting. They just wait till they see the fish that they want to catch on the screen, or the school of fish. So you saw how I was showing you guys individual fish, ones that were roaming around by themselves. But for me, I like waiting until I find a school of those fish. And right now, we're kind of more offshore. But what I'll show you guys in a minute, just make sure you stay tuned. We will go and just start fishing points like I was showing you yesterday. So if you want to catch bigger fish, um, and just to give you guys a hint, I'm thinking, well, I see, who is that? DL Peck Fishing put a 185. Okay, he could be correct. Could be a little more than that. I'm not really sure yet. I was gonna say I think it's closer to the 2 range, but you never really know. All right, so right now I see 2 fish sitting out here, but there's some other fish that are around it that just aren't quite as lined up with the beam. But once you make that cast, you kind of draw those fish in closer to the boat. So I don't really want to make a cast, and if there's a school that's close by those fish, kind of warn them of what's coming. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, let's just move a little bit. We're going to roll around and just get these fish from a different angle. I'm still taking a look. We're at 19 likes. Who is going to be like number 20? If you hit the like button at number 20, put 20 in the chat. But big shout out to Jeff. We have Plinko. We have CU Buffs. All right. Texas Noob said the guessing game. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Come on, come on, come on. All right. They're schooling right out there. And I did not throw it out far enough, but let's just see if they'll see it. All right. So those are some schooling fish. Those are a way to get some fish quick and easy to the board. So that fish that you saw, that first fish guys saw me catch, that one I actually called those fish up because they were not schooling, but they were down below the surface. And you got to keep your ears ready too. Whenever you hear those fish schooling, you have to cast over to them quickly because they will come up, get those bait fish, and be gone. And I kind of think that's kind of their a learned behavior, because they know that the same way that they're out there targeting those bait fish, there's fishermen out there targeting them. So they'll come up, hit those fish quickly, and get back down into the water column. But these fish do adapt, guys. So I know a lot of people talk about using electronics and things like that, but these fish adapt because for them it's about survival. If they don't adapt, then that may cost them their life. All right, and another thing you want to do is make sure that you keep the bait straight on the hook. So I need to re-rig this because it's kind of crooked and it's messing up the action on that bait. Let's see if that straightened it out. There we go. All right, got it straightened out, and just got to put this treble hook back in there. All right, there we go. So for those fish that come and get the whole thing, to get the whole thing in their mouth, then they'll get that big hook. They may get all 4 of these hooks, but at least they'll get those bottom 2, and that's all you need. That's all you need, is to get at least one of those hooks in there. All right, we are at 20 likes. Who is that? DeQuante Ferris. Shout out to you. Great to see you back in the chat. Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing says they know those hawks and osprey are above. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm saying. So It has something to do with learned behavior. They know if they stay on top too long, Lanier kayak is like, oh, they'll become food themselves, either food for a person, depending on who catches them, or food for those osprey and those hawks, because they're out here looking. Got some chicken hawks out here trying to catch some fish. All right, we are at 21. We need 4 more likes, guys, and then we're gonna weigh that fish. Let me just show it to you guys again, so you can make sure you get active in the chat and start putting your guesses in the chat. How big do you think this fish is? He is very active. He's like, hey man, I want to go back home. Let me out of here. Well, look, there we go. A nice Lake Lanier spotted bass. Look at the stomach on that thing, guys. So anybody that's guessing like 1.2 pounds or 1.5 pounds, I think you may be a little off on that one. So I'm just giving you some hints. Look at the size of that stomach. That stomach is about 3.5 inches across is how big that stomach is. I know sometimes you guys say the camera makes the fish look smaller. Sometimes it makes them look bigger, but I'm trying to show. Oh, let me do the measuring test. So this is the measuring board that we use. So if I touch him on here, he is over 15 inches. This fish is over 15 inches. This measuring board goes out to 15 inches. This fish is past that 15-inch mark. So if that gives you guys an indication, I think Lanier kayak bass fishing, how much does a 15.5 inch fish normally weigh? Because I know you guys go by length in your tournaments. All right. Says it's belly. I'm saying 2.1. Okay. So he's saying a 2.1 pound fish. All right. So there we go. In the chat, make sure you guys get active. We're at 23 likes. Once we hit, oh my goodness, did I just hear some fish schooling? Once we get 25 likes, we just need 2 more likes. So if you hit the like button at number 24, put 24 in the chat. I want to make sure that I give you a shout out for participating and assisting with the channel. All right, Mask Off Fishing. He came in strong, hit the 24. We got 219 Troll said 24. Country Kid said 24. Okay, all right. So we had 3 people hit it at 24 likes back to back. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and weigh this fish. So who hasn't seen the fish? If you need to see that fish one more time before I weigh it, so that you can put your guess in the chat, put all right, Country Kid said it was me. I just joined. Shout out to Country Kid. Really appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if this is your first time checking it out. We get out here, a few times a week, at least once a week, live on the lake, and then we do. Okay, we got some customers, guys. We got some customers. Let me get this lined up. There we go. They're sitting at about 80 feet out, so that's a good distance for me and my style of fishing, casting, all that. Some people like them a little closer in. But I keep my setup rigged to where I can make a good 90 to 100 plus foot cast. All right, but if you want to see that fish one more time before we weigh it, put show the fish. All right, appreciate it, Country Kid. He said he is sub to the channel. Darren Pearson says 2.5 pounds. Uh-oh, did I hear something? Did I hear something? All right, so okay, we have Country Kid says show the fish. He wants to get his guess in there. All right, so I'm gonna show the fish one more time. Does anybody else need to see the fish? I just want to see. Is Country Kid the only one that needs to put his guess in? All right, here we go, guys. That's what I like to see. A lot of activity out there. We're kind of bouncing around a little bit, but that is perfect. There we go. There we go. All right, I think they're coming up to it. We're moving around. I don't want to keep moving the trolling motor too much. All right, right above them, letting it sink down some because they're not reacting to it. All right, there they go. There they go, guys. Ah, all right, he came up, looked at it, and turned back around, which is a reoccurring theme on this with this technique, guys. All right, so we're gonna stay out here for probably about 2 more minutes. We're gonna weigh this fish. in the live well and see who knows their fish, who can guess the weight. So we're about to play the guessing game, guys. All right, so let me hop back in the chat. Everybody, if you could, go ahead and drop your guesses in the chat right now. That way I can see everybody refreshed on the screen. I see Darren Pearson is 2.5 pounds, so he's at 2.5. Country Kid, he's gonna leave some leeway in there. He says 2 to 2.25. Okay, all right. All right, Country Kid, you gotta commit. You gotta commit. What is the what is your weight? All right, then we have, let's see. Texas Newt says 189. Lanier Kayak Fishing says 2.1. C219 Troll says 2.2. All right, Country Kid, you gotta commit. You gotta commit. Give us that exact weight. Anybody else want to guess? Anybody else want to guess? We're gonna break out this bubble scale now. Oh goodness, I almost fell. All right, you guys remember yesterday my batteries were dead on this bubble scale. But if you take a look right here, I keep extra batteries and you can use this as your backup battery pack. But I charged it yesterday, so everything should be good. And let me make sure I'm spot locked, guys, so I don't drift off too far. All right, we are spot locked. A good deal. We are zeroed out. So yesterday, the two fish that I weighed, you can see those weights on there. So we had a 342 and we had a 233. All right. Then we caught some smaller fish out here. I didn't weigh those. Well, yeah, I did. I weighed one of those smaller ones for you guys. It was a 144, and the other one was under a pound that I weighed, just to have a little fun with it, so you guys can guess a little bit. All right, so let's reset this scale. Now we'll leave the scale like it is right now. DeQuante says 2.15. Mark Dye says 3 pounds. Okay, Mark Dye is getting up there. I think he has the biggest guess so far. DL Peck Fishing says 195. I think DL Peck kind of changed his guess a little bit. All right, country kid, good deal. He says my final guess is 2.14. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. So we're gonna go ahead and get this on the scale. Then we're gonna let him go and make a few more casts at this location. Let me go ahead and turn this live wheel off, so we don't really keep the fish in the live wells too long, guys, especially when the water temps are kind of cooled down. The outside temperature's kind of cooled down a little bit. All right, so let me show you guys one more time. That scale is fire. Oh yeah, those bubble scales, they do their thing. All right, there we go. One more last look at him. This is a nice spotted bass. You can reach in there and feel his tongue. It has a nice rough patch on it. Man, you know what? This fish's tongue is a little different. Wow, I haven't seen that before. His tongue is kind of short, like something could have happened to it. See, his tongue is kind of way back there. Normally, their tongues come right up to the front of their mouths. All right, all right. Lanier Kayak Fishing says, "Come on, 2.1. Papa needs a new pair of shoes." All right, all right. So there we go, guys. We got the scale zeroed out. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Oh my goodness. We're locking in at 2.15. 2.15. 2.15. All right. So who? Oh my goodness. DeQuante Ferris. You guys check it out. DeQuante has 2.15 on the nose. Good deal, DeQuante. All right, you did your thing. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I showed you guys yesterday how I make some content for my channel also. So make sure you guys subscribe. I'm going to let you guys witness it live. I'm going to make a short right now, so you guys will see this on my channel. Hope. Oh, you know what? All right, let me lock this in here. All right, so we locked in a 2.15. Let's go ahead and turn that scale off. And actually, what we'll do. All right, so just bear with me, guys. What we're gonna do is make some quick content for the channel, so you guys will see how that's done. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put him back in the live well for a second. We're gonna get this scale set up, And this clip, what I'm going to do is make a quick clip. And see, I have to do all of this with a scale, a phone, and a fish. Now, how am I going to make this video clip? All right, so if you guys are content creators, you make videos and stuff like that, you're about to witness live how I create some of these videos. All right, so here we go. So let's get this on video real quick. All right, so what we're gonna do for this short is it's gonna show people how we use this bubble scale. All right, so we're gonna get this fish back on here and we're gonna re-weigh it. And then we'll go ahead and release him and then we'll run and show you, I'll show you guys how to fish some points out here. All right, so let's go ahead and get him clipped on. All right, so now remember, this is for a short for the channel. So here we go. You guys kind of see what I'm doing right here. I have it lined up. I'm going to pull this fish out of the water and, you know, kind of have him splashing a little bit and do a little bit of talking. Oh, yeah, guys. We're out here on the lake. Got this Bubba scale. And we also have this nice spotted bass. How much does it weigh? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, man, it's locking in at 210. Did he lose some weight? But there we go. Great time out here on the lake. All right, so that is how I do a short. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and upload that to the channel. Oh man, I put him back in the live well without the coil tag on him, so it'll be harder to grab him. So I'm gonna upload this to the channel right now. All right, Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing says, cell phones make a great quality content. They are better pixels. I make all of mine with my Android. There you go. That is correct. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and upload this right now. Let's see. So we're going straight to YouTube with it. And I said the weight wrong. All right. All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and get this uploaded. Then we're gonna catch some more, guys. We're gonna keep catching some fish out here. All right, got that set up. Let's go ahead and set up a title. What title should I put on here? Let's put a crazy title on here. Let's put "Is It Haunted?" You know how people talk about Lake Lanier being haunted, guys. Let's go ahead and put "Is It Haunted?" on here. And you can kind of pick on here where you put your thumbnail for it. Let's get a good thumbnail for this. There we go. How about that? Is that a good thumbnail, guys? And wouldn't you know, somebody wanted to give me a buzz, give me a call. Okay, so that's uploaded. So what we'll do is we'll check on that content. So as you see right now, it is uploading as we speak. So now once that gets uploaded, we'll come back and check just so you guys can see. Let's see what type of views we get on that. All right, work is never done. Work is never done. Let's see. Can you text me? I'm live right now. All right, let's see what he has to say. All right, so now, like I said, let's see if those fish, sometimes when you give those fish a little bit of time to rest, you can turn back around and catch them. If not, then spots are generally one and done. But you saw Lake Lanier kayak bass fishing says he caught a bunch of them off of the same point. And you can do that. But these fish offshore, they're a little different sometimes. All right, but after we leave from this spot, we'll go and just run to some random points and see if we can get some action from those fish. All right, so we have the fluke set back up again, and let's kind of look around and see. So yeah, those fish are still lined up out there. They're set up pretty good, sitting about 70 feet out, which is perfect. They're suspended. Let me just show you guys what I'm looking at. So there we go. Those fish are out about 70 feet. So I'm going to make about a 90, 95-foot cast so those fish can see it coming. All right, so big shout out to the Quante Ferris with the guess on the 2.15. Uh-oh, 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 guys. What are they doing? All right, they were looking at it, but didn't look like they wanted to commit to it. Let's just take a look and see if they came all the way to the boat. No, they did not. So we'll try one more cast out there, and then we'll roll out. I'm not getting as much top water activity today as I saw yesterday, because if you take a look, it is not as cloudy as it was yesterday. All right, we have one coming up to it. Here we go. Here we go, guys. And what I did is I kind of let that one have a once it hit the water, I just kind of let it have a long pause on it. And then the fish started coming over to investigate, but it still did not take. He said, I'll investigate, but not take. Bass Fishing 336 says you were jigging it too fast. I know that is a recurring theme. Everybody thinks that you're moving a little too fast. But Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing, are you still in the chat? Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing, are you still in the chat, sir? Or is there anyone on the in the chat that fishes Lake Lanier? If you fish Lake Lanier, put Lanier in the chat. All right. So from your expertise and your time out on the lake, on Lake Lanier, these herring lakes, do these fish generally like the bait moving fast or slow when you're throwing moving baits? These herring lakes, what is your experience? Fast or slow? All right, Chauncey Davis. All right, Kid Iraq, what's going on? Haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see you back in the chat. He says, I fish Hartwell, but everyone says I should go to Lanier. It's 2.5 hours from me. If I go fish it like I do Hartwell, could I be successful? Yes, sir. Those two lakes fish pretty much the same, but I'm pretty sure on Hartwell, you notice that you catch a good number of largemouth also. So Lanier, generally, you're going to catch more spotted bass, but you can fish both of those lakes the exact same. And from your experience fishing Hartwell, do you fish offshore or inshore? All right, Bass Fishing 336 says fast on herring lakes and they'll eat Magnum topwater baits. Yes, so we are on a herring lake, Bass 336. So do you still think that I'm fishing this fluke too fast? These fish are used to chasing fast bait. So when they see something that doesn't look quite right, and they know some of their buddies have already been poked in the mouth, they're gonna say, "Hey, man, if I'm chasing that herring, those herring usually try to get away. They don't try to move slow so I can eat them. They normally try to swim as fast as they can." But yeah, I mean, it never hurts to try different cadences and things like that. All right, Kid Iraq says rock and offshore, and they want it fast, like saltwater. That's right. There we go. So yeah, on some of these bait casting reels, when you see me pick up like um my bill swim baits and things like that, man, I burn those things across the top. Now there's a point right over here. Let's go and check out this point now. So I told you guys we would run some points. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put the fish back. He's like, "Hey, bud, did you forget about me?" All right, let's go ahead and get a release on this fish. Do another quick video on that. All right, come on, baby. Don't try to fin me. I know you're not my best friend right now. Ooh, my goodness. No, no, no. My hands are right next to those fins. Oh, there we go. Nice and cooperative. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. All right. Shout out to the Quante Ferris. Got it at 2.15 on that one. Oh, and you know what? I need to log this in this fishing app. So I like to log all of my fish catches. It will log my location of where I caught the fish from. I can log the bait and everything. So I'm going to do that. And, you know, the members of the money team, I may have to show you guys uh, exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see. So let me get a picture with this fish first. And then we'll go ahead and put him back. All right, let's see. Let me get one more. All right. And here we go. Nice, lovely day on the lake. And what could be better? Catching some fish could be better. Let's go ahead and send him back down here with his buddies. Let him know he had a good time hanging out with Money Bass. Go ahead and talk to your buddies. All right, there he goes. Headed home. All right. Quick and simple. Another piece of content that I can add to the channel. Having a good time out here today. All right, so we're going to pack up and we're going to roll to another point. And I'll be back in the chat for just a minute. All right, we are at 28 likes. 28 likes. Can we hit 30? We just need 2 more likes. If you have not hit the like button and you hit the button on like number 29, put 29 in the chat. I want to see who is participating. See who is participating in today's live stream. We're going to be out here. Okay, we've been out here for about an hour. I think I've shown you guys a little bit of how things look on the live imaging screen. Shows you how I get things set up on my with the different rigs and stuff that I use. All right, let me log this fish real quick, and then we're going to take off to another location. And what we're going to do next is we're going to just go and fish some random points. So this will be something that should be kind of an easy technique for you guys. Let's see. Make sure I'm logged in. There we go. Add this to the journal. Log a catch. All right, so I put the lake in here. The species of fish, that was a spotted bass. The weight was 2.15. So now I'll know. And what was it? Let's just go with 15.5 inches. I got a nice picture of that fish. There we go. Add in a picture. And let's see. Can we track the location? Yeah, let's go ahead and track the location. This was offshore. Offshore fluke. And this was with that new fluke setup. So, and actually what I need to do is have a picture, because I can log a picture of that fluke also. Oh, there we go. There we go. Where is that fluke at? So I have this fluke set up, and like I showed you guys, I put this hook down on the bottom. So let me just make sure I get this to where I can see that hook and everything in it. Bam. All right, put OK on that. Water temp. What was the water temp today, guys? It is 76. It's a little bit warmer than what it was yesterday. The weather is, let's just go with, let's go with partly cloudy, because it's not too, let's say, yeah, partly cloudy. We're good with partly cloudy. Water clarity on this lake has always been clear for me. Wind is 0 to 5. Bam, submit. All right, so now I log that catch. So this will allow me to, whenever I want to come back and see, what I was doing on this time of year, Um, it'll let me come and find the pattern pretty quickly. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and look at this point over here. We're gonna run some points now. And the reason why I want to do this is for you guys that may come to the lake and you don't use your electronics and stuff that much. This is a nice simple method that you can do. You could just go to your mapping and just find a point on the lake. Let me just go to my map real quick. Maybe I can show you. So you just want to find a point. I would say start off in like 50 to 60 feet of water and then start casting as you're going into that point. And once you get to the area where those fish are at, and fish your way all the way to that point, then you can just pack up and roll to another one. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at this mapping so I can show you what I'm referring to when I'm saying a point. All right, so if you take a look right here, you see how this island comes out and it's kind of a point right here and these shades. So all I'm gonna do is start right out here and start fishing straight in, casting, kind of fan casting this way all around this area because fish should be relating to that point somewhere. And that's all I'm going to do is just make random casts on this point. It's something quick and easy, an easy technique for people to be able to duplicate whenever you come out to the lake. Right now, I'm sitting in about 65 feet of water and I'm pulling up on that point right now. All right, let's see. M4 Fishing says, let's go, big dog. All right, M4 Fishing, are you out on the lake too? Kid Iraq says, money, what app are you using? That app is not released yet. Some members of the money team, members of the channel may know about it, but it is not released yet. I will be putting out some information, some tutorials and everything about that app. It is a very unique app that I think every fisherman should have. But yeah, I'll definitely be giving you guys some more information on that. All right, let's see. Kid Iraq says, let's see. I can see that. I might not get them fast, but then my 9-year-old will hook up with a pause or even a drop. All right, Chauncey Davis says they love top water at Lake Lanier. Try a evergreen shower blow 105. All right, Kid Iraq says I don't see the like button. Oh my goodness. All right, there we go. Just double tap the screen, Kid Iraq, and that'll give us another like. Steve Wimpy, he guessed at 1.5. Oh yes, Wimpy, you were a little wrong on that one. All right, let's see. Kid Iraq says found it. Really appreciate that. All right, let's see. Before we get back to it, I'm just going through the chat. I like to show some love to the people that help support the channel. But what we're doing now is we're just going to fish on, head straight into this point. So I looked on the map. I just saw a point, any point. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can try to look and see like, oh man, where's that spot at? This and that. Just run to any point, guys, because you're not going to stay there for 30 minutes or an hour or something like that. You're just going to fish that point for like 5 to 10 minutes at the most and just pack up and leave if you want to get out here and catch numbers. But then again, remember Kid Iraq, I mean not Kid Iraq, Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing, he's out here. He said he caught a bunch of fish off of one point. So it really just depends on what type of activity you have on that point. All right, let's see. Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing says the hookup ratio with it is like 100% if they strike at it and they okay. All right, so you guys are giving each other some tips and techniques in there. Good deal. That's what I like to do on this channel. Have everybody get in here, make some friends, network with each other, and just kind of help each other out because you never know someone's situation. This may, they may only be able to get to the lake once a month or something like that. So it'd be better for them to come out and be able to tell you about the good time they had as opposed to how tough it was on the lake and they didn't catch anything. All right, so we're rolling, guys. We're rolling. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna hit point, hit a point, hit a point. We're just gonna do that and just see if we can. Oh, I thought I may have heard some fish schooling. You always want to keep a listen, keep an ear out. So we're sitting in 47 feet of water right now. So we're gonna ease up on this point, have some nice rocks on it. Hopefully there's some type of cover out here. But just the way these fish set up, certain times of the year, certain times of the season, You can just pull up on any random point. If you have live imaging, you can just scan around, see what you can see. But if you don't, then just make sure you're casting on your way in, because what you're trying to do is locate those fish. So before, what we used to do is we used to use our fishing equipment, whether it's a Carolina rig, to find oh my God, oh my goodness. Like I told you guys, a random point. Can you see those fish schooling out there? Can you see them schooling? They may just be a little bit out of cast range. But that's exactly what I was saying. Just coming over to this point, and I can see these fish moving around now. Just came up to this point, and before I even made it to where I wanted to start casting, those fish were already getting active. So I'm just going to spot lock right here. I'm not really going to use my live imaging that much, because I know these fish are around here. So I'm just going to make random casts and see if I can get those fish to come up. Pause it a little bit. Lanier Kayak Bassfish says bait fish is the biggest factor if you're not going to catch whether you're going to catch a fish or not. All right, good deal. All right, what was that I just saw right there? All right, I see some cover out there. So let's go ahead and head in on that. Get a little bit closer. That's sitting out. Okay. All right, there we go. Just picked a random point, came out here, found some nice cover on it. Let's get this into about, let's say, the 70-foot range. 80-foot range. You guys can see it right there on that screen. Now there's fish sitting on the bottom too. There are fish on top. All right, so now we're at that 70-foot range. Let's go ahead and lock in right here, and I can see where I need to cast. Just get that cast lined up. Now I'm not gonna stay. I'm just gonna spot lock. Oh my goodness, they're schooling out behind me now, guys. Let's see if we can get out there. Ah, all right, so that's something I need to get taken care of. Might need to put a dab of glue or something on there so that my bait doesn't keep fouling up like that. And I'm trying to see if it's doing it on the cast or not. Oh man, that thing has some good action when you just straight reel it to the boat. Let's see if you guys can see it. See that fluke right there? I know one of the tricks of the trade is that some people will actually take a toothpick and stick it down through the front of the eye of the hook, and that will keep the bait from kind of fouling up like that. And I'm trying to think. I don't think I have anything like that in here. I wish I did. Thing about fishing like this is you always want to keep your rod handy, because at any minute these fish could come flying up and start hitting on top. All right, so what I'm looking for now is just something that I can use to kind of lock that bait in place. Like I said, guys, for me, my you know what I'll probably do? I'll just use a small hook. Let me think. Where do I keep my small extra hooks at? Because I don't have a toothpick. Let's see, we got jigs, got drop shot baits. Might have a small extra hook in this right here where I keep my swim baits and stuff at. I like these waterproof boxes too. because I've been caught in the rain several times, as you guys saw the other day out here fishing in the rain. But I'm just looking for something that I can use to lock that bait in place so it doesn't keep coming down, because I don't want to get in a situation where I'm ready to make that cast and I look and that bait is on its way out there to the fish, but the bait is not hooked correctly. Okay, and I'm not finding my small hooks. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Now check this out. I'm going to take one of these small hooks and I'm going to use this because I do not have a toothpick out here with me right now. And I'll show you what I'm going to do, because what's happening is my fluke is sliding down like this. And see how it gets crooked? So I need it to stay up here with the front, so that I have that hook. I'm going to just stick a treble hook in there. Normally what I would use would be a toothpick or something like that, but I don't have one. So I'm going to try this. There we go. I got it locked in there. So let's see. Let's see if it'll affect the action on here. But generally, like I said, you want to use a toothpick. All right, let me get this untangled. All right, let me just throw it out here where I can see it work its way back to the boat. All right, so the action is still good. Action is still good. All right, let's find where those fish were at again. Man, just out of casting range. Can you guys see those fish coming up out there? Just out of casting range. But these fish are active on this point. So at some point in this day, we're going to catch these fish slipping. All right, really appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you have not hit the like button, please take a minute to hit the like button. It really does help push and promote the channel. Let's see if I can get these fish to come up out here. All right, might have to try some actual top water in just a second. It may come up and actually hit something on top, guys. All right, make sure you guys go and check out Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing. He's doing his thing on YouTube. All right, let's see. Do I have my shaky head ready? Let's get a shaky head down here to these fish and see if this will work, because I see them kind of relating to the bottom too. All right, put that cast right out there at about 70 feet. Let's go ahead and spot lock and just take our time getting this back to the boat. All right, while we're doing that, Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing, no problem, no problem. Oh yeah, I see you doing your thing out there. All right, I can feel that coming through some cover. Now I just need a fish to be like, hey, let me take a bite of that. Let me see what it tastes like. All right, we need 2 more likes. Can we get 2 more likes, guys? We're sitting at 38. If you hit the like button on 39, make sure you hit, just type 39 in the comments so I can give you a shout out. I'm looking for who is going to hit the like at number 39. All right, I see the 39. Who was it? Who hit it? Still in Tennessee says, any fish today? Yes, sir. So we have been running for a little over an hour. Been out here doing some tutorials, showing you guys a few different things that I hope will help you out on the lake. Caught the first fish. It was 215. We had the guessing game going on. Shout out to DeQuante Ferris. He came in with the guess of the day. Seemed like he was kind of surprised that he got it right. All right, let's take one more cast with this shaky head. I probably need to put a lighter weight on here. Uh-oh. We have the mass bass. Kid checking in says that point looks very familiar. I'm pretty sure it does, but I don't think it's the point that you're thinking about. But I'm pretty sure you have seen this before. All right, Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing says any walking style lure is great this time of year, literally all year. That is correct. Lanier is a true topwater lake. I've caught biggins in 3 feet of water in January with the walking lures. All right, so let's go ahead and let's show them what we're talking about. Let me get out. Let's see. What do I have on here for my walking lure? Well, I have I'm a skimmer on here. So we'll do that. That'll do. We'll see if we can get these fish to come up and pop one of these top water baits. I need to change this shaky head out to a different type of worm. Let's go ahead and do that just in case I need to get that rolling. So let's change this out real quick. All right, and it just so happens that I have a shaky head, another one on deck already. Just pick this up, and I like tying a polymer knot, guys. So I do a quick polymer knot, quick and simple. Bring that knot back through, and bam. I don't pull the line too fast because you without wetting it, because you don't want to um, kind of heat that line up and weaken it. All right, and another thing you guys were asking about the other day was scents. So let me just reach in here real quick and pull out some options for scents. So I like using JJ Magic Chartreuse. And with these scents, you guys definitely have to be careful. You don't want to get it on your fingers, and definitely don't want to get it on your boat. I mean, it'll eventually wear off, but I'll just dip this in here, get a little bit of chartreuse on there. So that has scent and adds a little bit of color to it. So a lot of brim and bait fish that these fish chase, they have like some bright yellow tails on them. So that's why I like using this chartreuse, just to kind of imitate that for them. All right, so now let's get this right back into that cover. All right, there we go. So we're gonna fish that right through this cover. Just stay on spot lock. Just kind of take my time with it. And let's hop in here. All right, the mass bass Tid says, any smelly jelly? Yes, sir. I had some smelly jelly in there, but I put that on some baits. It just depends on what it is. All right, Lanier Kayak fishing bass fishing says, pure reaction strikes. Literally, line gets them to react even when they aren't hungry. All right, good deal. So yeah, I break out the Sammy that I have. Well, actually, I have that I'm a skimmer on there, so I guess I'll stick with that for right now. Come on, don't let me get hung up. All right, I can feel it coming through some cover right now. There we go, guys. Got it. Oh yeah. It feels like a good one. Feels like he might have some weight. Do you see the bendation? Do you see the parabolic bend? Look at the way the rod bends. Can you feel him pulling some drag? I have that on this nice. Look at that. Play it like a guitar. That's some 15-pound or 20-pound high vis yellow line going straight to. And you know what? I think I may have put some 10-pound of Braised X Cigar line on there this time. Oh yeah, he's like, hey, Money Bass. Hey, Money Bass, I figured it was you. You hurting my mouth, buddy. Are you gonna flip me to the boat? Should I flip him, guys? Hold on, let me go ahead and flip him. Wait a minute, let me get the angle right. Let me get the angle right. Oh my goodness, he had a little bit of weight to him. He had a little weight to him, man, and I can smell that that JJ's. All right, so he was not coming off. That hook got him pretty good. Look at that first cast with the shaky head. All right, you guys, you know what time it is. It's time for the guessing game once again. All right, we are at 39 likes. So we're gonna do the guessing game at 45 likes. Once we hit 45 likes, what we do on this channel is we do something called a guessing game. So I'm gonna show you guys this fish. We're gonna measure him also. Then I'm gonna stick him in the live well while you guys make your guess onto how much this fish weighs. So let's see. Let's see. What do you guys think? Let's check his tongue. Oh yeah, feel that nice spike on there. This is a spotted bass. Is he eating well? Let's take a look at his stomach. Look at the stomach. Okay. It's not as big as the other one. Stomach's not as wide. The other one was about three inches wide or so. This one's sitting at about two. Let me see, one, two, a little over 2 inches wide. You know, he had a nice fight to him. Look at those nice the coloration that is on there. Okay. David Quintero coming in with the 2-1-2 of the 1.12. All right, so I'm gonna stick him in the live well, and I'm checking the likes. We're at 39 likes. We need 45 likes, and then we're gonna weigh this fish, and then let him go back home. But we need a few likes. All right, so let me show you one more time. Make sure you start putting your guesses in the chat. We have Bill Meeks. What's going on, Bill? He says 1.3 pounds. All right, there we go. 1.3 pounds. And once again, all I did was just pull up on a random point. Scanned around a little bit, saw some cover. All right, so we're gonna put him in here, let him chillax for a little while you guys put your weights in the chat. And we need 6 more likes. So we need 45 likes, then we're gonna weigh that fish. All right, so since I caught that one on a shaky head, let's go ahead and see if one of his buddies want to take a bite too. They're like, hey, little Timmy just took a bite of that worm. It seemed like it must have been pretty good. I want one. So let me go down here and see if another one wants to take a bite. How's about it? All right, so let's see, guys. Let's see. All right, M4 Fishing says 1.4. Eastbound Dog. We have Eastbound Dog in the house. He says it is a 1.03. Kid Iraq says 1.11. Still in Tennessee says 1.48. Uh-oh, we have Steve Wimpy, guys. Shout out to the money team. The money team are the guys that you see that have the badges next to their name. Steve Wimpy is a strong supporter of the channel, and he is coming in with a 1.0. Come on, Wimpy. Come on, Wimpy. 1.0. I'll just tell you right now, that's wrong. That's not gonna be the right weight. All right, let's see who else we have guessing in here. Chauncey Davis says a 1.25. All right, Wimpy. This isn't Logan Martin. This isn't Logan Martin. These fish over here, you know, they're out here doing a little bit more than the 1 pounders. All right, so we're gonna go back out there again and see if another one of his friends wants to take a bite. We're gonna fish it nice and slow, man, and they're still schooling out there. So we caught one on that fluke. They're not as active on top today as they were when it was cloudy before. Steve Wimpy said, "Oh, I forgot you're not the dink master." Well, I think I was dink master on one of those days on day one. I think, or was it day two? No, day one I was the dink master on Logan Martin. But you know, you got to have a certain set of skills to be the dink master. All right, so let's see where we at with the likes. We are at 41 likes. Who just hit the like at 41? Drop your name in the chat and put 41 in there. I want to make sure I give shout outs to people. All right, there we go. Got another one, guys. Oh my goodness, is he gonna get out? He's got me tangled up, but he feels like a good one. All right, I gotta go in here on him and get him out of there. Oh, all right, there he goes. Got him out. Got him out. Got him out. All right, now I caught this right here is a fish for Steve Wimpy. All right, all right, Wimpy, I got you a fish. Now let's see, Wimpy. You can guess the weight on this one. Hold on. Boom. Let's do a quick flip and get him to the boat. Now, can you see him, Wimpy? Now, can you see this one? Can you see him? All right, we interrupt this program to do a quick fish weighing. So real quick, this is a dink. I will tell you guys that. So I want you guys to guess the weight on this one. Put dink and then put the weight of the dink. So this is not going to be the weight for the other one, but I just want to weigh this one real quick and put him back in there. So just take a look at him. He had no bendation. He had no bendology. All right, so take a look at him. Look at his little bitty stomach. His stomach is about 1 inch. He's got about an inch stomach on him. Look at my finger. Look at my what, and you know what? I forgot to put the other one on the board for you. But let me just show you. This one right here is 11 and a half inches. Can you see him? Look at the little baby. What do you guys think this fish weighs? Put dink and put the weight. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and weigh him. So Still in Tennessee says zero point 0.7. Then we have Caleb says uh 11 ounces. So put it in decimal form. What do you think the decimal form is going to be? Because this scale is set up in decimal form right now. All right, so we got him zeroed out. Let's zero him out real quick. There we go. Now let's weigh him. Anybody else want to take a guess? Come on, Wimpy. You got to put a guess in here for this one. Can you handle me? Says, yo, I'm back. What is going on? All right, we got 0.63. We got how did I pronounce your name yesterday? Sai. I think that was it. All right, here we go. We got him on there. He's bouncing around. He's fighting it. He is weighing in at a 0.56. Who got the 0.56? Nobody figured he was that small. But a columna was the closest with 0.63. All right, Stephen Wimpy said dink 0.95. All right, Sai says, yeah, okay, yep, you were a little off. 0.56. Okay, can't handle me came in after the weigh-in and said 0.56. All right, so let's go ahead and put this one back. And actually, let's go ahead and get some more content, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna show some love to the Dink Fest real quick. Let's clear this out. So we're just gonna weigh him real quick. And then we're gonna let him go back down there. Don't want to keep him out of the water too long. Let me see if I can do it real fast. Wild fish are schooling. So I'm sitting here playing with this small fish while there's fish out there schooling. Camera. All right, here we go. Look at the little baby. How much does he weigh? Uh-oh, hold on. Let's do it over. Let's do it over. Look at the little baby. How much does he weigh? Let's lock it in on this Bubba scale at, let's get it lined up. At a 0.57. All right, let's send him back home to have some fun with his friends and family. All right, there he goes. All right, there we go, guys. There we go. Got another piece of content for the channel. So out here doing dual work. All right, and Wimpy, how did you come up with a 0.95 for that little bitty fish? That little bitty. All right, let's see. All right. Do you want to? Okay. All right, guys. So I caught one that's in the live well. Where are we at? We're at 41 likes. We need 4 more likes. If you haven't hit the like button, hit that like button for me. Once we get 45 likes, we're going to weigh that fish in the live well. All right. So in the chat, put yes if you want me to cast over there where I just caught those 2 fish from. One of them was that super dink that we just caught, or do you want me to catch a bigger fish? So put yes if you want, put yes dink, and I'll cast back over where I just caught that small fish from. If not, then I'll go for a bigger fish. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and cast back over there. Let's see what you guys want. Can you handle me? Says double tap the screen. That is right. All you have to do is double tap the screen, and that will give us another like. We need 2 more likes, and then we're going to weigh that fish. Two more likes, then we're going to weigh that fish. Then we're going to take off and go to a few more points. Man, if that fish had been bigger than that, I may not have been able to get him out of the brush pile. All right, we are at 44. So whoever hits the like button at number 45, type 45 in the chat. I definitely want to give you a shout out for getting us to that 45 mark. And then we're going to get this fish weighed. Everybody's like, hey, man, we want to see how much the fish weighs. We want to see who is going to win. Who is the winner of the guessing game? Uh-oh, we went backwards, guys. One of you hit the like button twice because we're back to 43. We need 2 more likes. And then we're going to play the guessing game. Tom Mix says, I'm just saying hi this morning. My internet is in constant refresh mode. All right, glad you could stop in for a quick minute or two. All right, once we hit those 45 likes, we are going to weigh that fish. And then we're going to run to another point. We're just point hopping. Kind of like club hopping. We're point hopping. All right, we're at 44 likes. We need 1 more like. Then we're going to do the guessing game. All right, let's get a cast out here with this I'm a skimmer that we were talking about just a minute ago. I'm going to spin around. Stephen Wimpy says, let's see. It's getting cool, guys. Please check out Money Bass merch. The hoodies are absolutely worth the money. All right. Appreciate that, Steve Wimpy. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Like I said, he is a strong supporter of the money team. All right, let's see. Let's see what else we see. All right, still in Tennessee says 45. All right, guys. So we're about to play the guessing game. I just saw some fish out here, so just bear with me. Let me just get one cast in here, see if we can get another fish in the boat. All right, so we are good to go now. We are sitting at 47 likes, which means it's time to catch another fish. They're out there roaming around, guys. They're moving. So let's see what we can make happen. Uh-oh, here they come. Here they come. Oh, got him, got him, got him. Got him, guys. Got him. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah, he's fighting. He's like, come on, Money Bass. You got me right in my mouthpiece. Right in my mouthpiece, Money Bass. Uh-oh, wait a minute. He has some bendation. Do you see the rod? Do you see the way it's curling around like a bow and arrow? He's trying to jump on me. Uh-oh, he threw the bait, guys. He threw the bait. But you know something? This bait has 3 sets of hooks. So he threw it. Let's see if I can still flip him. Oh, still was able to flip him. The flipology is real. But look at that. Let me just show you guys a little something. Let me show you what this one did. You see the hook is in his side? But let me show you something. You see that hook right there in its side? Let's spin this around and watch where the hook was originally. Right there lined up in his mouth. Do you see that? He was able to throw this hook, But this other hook down here still got him. Still got him to the boat. All right, so it looks like we have another guessing game coming up. But we already hit the quota for the first one. So let me put this one back in the live well. We're gonna swap them out. We're gonna put him in the live well and let his buddy go. All right, Stephen Wimpy says, yo, you actually caught one on a bait caster. Ah, come on, man. Don't do me like that. Man, he is going crazy. He's like, I don't want to go in there. I want to go home. All right, here we go. All right, so here we go. So now we are about to do the guessing game. All right, everybody, get active in the chat. I need you to start dropping your guesses in the chat. All right, there we go. Check out his stomach. All right, let's see the guesses come pouring in. Let's reset the scale. All right, so here we go. All right, we have Moy hit us with the 1.2. What are the other guesses, guys? And let's go ahead and put him. Actually, I heard my spot lock. Let's get this out of here. Get my spot lock right. All right, so where were we at? Got the spot lock going on. I'm about to put him on the scale for you guys on the measuring board. And then we'll put him on the scale. So is this one is right at 15, just a little over 15 inches. Can you see that? Just a little over 15 inches. How much do you think this fish weighs? All right, let's check out the guesses. We have a columna at 1.56. Can you handle me at 1.3? Still in Tennessee. If this is the first fish, 1.48. Yeah, so this is the second fish that was caught, but this is the second one that we're weighing. Well, actually the third one that we're weighing. The mass bass, Ted says 1.78. Eastbound dog is at 1.35, guys. Check out the coloration. This was the fish that had some of that bendation going on. All right, so let's take a look at the scale. We got it zeroed in. And bam, it's calculating. Oh, 1.65. Who got it? Is it Texas Nuke with the 1.61? 1.61 got it. Texas Nuke. Looks like you pulled it off. You pulled it off. Let's see. I'm just going back a little bit and seeing, and that is correct. Texas Nuke hit us with the 1.61, and he has the second winner for the day of the guess that fish weight. All right, let's get another picture with this fish real quick, and then I will put him back so he can go down there and tell his buddies that he was hanging out with Money Bass, having some fun out here on the lake today. All right, so I'm doing this so I can add it into the fishing app so I can come back later on. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, do one more. All right, there we go, guys. All right, go ahead and send him back. Go ahead and send it back home. Let him tell his buddies what happened. All right, there we go. All right, so now Texas Nuke looks like he got a win under his belt for the guessing game. All right, so now let's see this other one. He's down here swimming around. Now this one really wants to go back home. Let's just get this. Let's get a size on him real quick. All right, so this is going to be the next one. He's sitting at about 14 and a half. Can you guys see it? Almost 15, a little more than 14 and a half. All right, can you see him? Can you see him? Nice colors on him. This is a spotted bass. Can reach in there and feel the the patch on that tongue. All right, so we are sitting at 47 likes. Let's get to 50 likes on this one. 50 likes, and then we'll go ahead and get the weight on him. But go ahead and drop your guesses in there. A columnar 120, 1.28. Texas Noob says, "Yo, oh yeah, yo, you got it. You got you got this. The what was that? The third one that we weighed. You got one. All right." He says, "Yes, sir." Still in Tennessee says 157. Hustle never sleep. What is going on back in the chat? 1.6. Okay, saying I think that's about a 1.6. All right, we are at 47 likes. So when you hit 48, drop 48 in the chat. I want to see who hits the like button at number 48. We're going to keep moving. We have some people tuning in, tuning out throughout the day. So we'll just keep things going. All right, so since we had some success, let me just show you guys what I was throwing. Does anybody know what this bait is called right here? It has those 3 hooks in there. That fish threw one of those hooks and he would have got away and made it home. But that second and third treble hook got him. Gotta love that. All right, so let's get a nice long cast and see if we can get some fish to come back up again. So on that last cast, those fish were not schooling. I was able to call those fish up. All right, this one has a nice walk to it, and then I can burn it and kill it. Has some nice action that way also, if you need to make more of a splash with it. All right, so these fish were actually just roaming around a little farther offshore. So let's just scan around and see. And the other thing about it, like Lanier Kayak Bass Fishing said, you find those bait fish that are relating kind of towards the top of the water column, and those fish came after them big time. And I see them right out here again. Man, this thing has a lovely cast to it. All right, so there's some guys out there fishing in the area that I just left from. All right, let's get one more cast out that way. It looks like they were starting to move around a little bit. All right, Texas Snoop says 1.73. Wimpy says, I got $5 for the person that guesses the weight of the next fish caught if they drop their cash app. Oh my goodness. This is really turning into the guessing game. Now we have some money on the line. All right, do you guys hear that? So we need 2 more likes, and then we have a $5 payout for whoever can guess the weight of the next fish. All right, so Wimpy, I need you to keep a look at the weights that have been guessed so far. So we have a 128. What is it? We have a 128, a 127, a 157, and a 16, and a 173. A columnist says you are good luck. I was watching you yesterday morning, then came out. You passed by me, and then I caught a 376-pound largemouth. Oh my goodness! Wait a minute. So you were fishing Lake Lanier? A columna, were you fishing Lake Lanier? All right. Texas Noob said I need 5 on it. Wimpy said I got 5 on it. All right, good deal. So we're having some fun with this one today, guys. All right, I see some fish that are out there. Doesn't look like they're, well, maybe they will come up. Let's see. You never know. Let's take a look and see. All right, people, we need 2 more likes. Is there anybody in the chat that has not hit the like button? All right, A Columnus says, I saw you pass by me on your way back to the ramp. Did I wave to you? Were you in a John boat? If so, I think I might remember that. Let's see. Let's see. So right now I'm just roaming around and scanning, waiting for those 2 more likes. We need 2 more likes, and then we're gonna weigh that fish in the live well and see who can guess the weight. And if you guess that weight, then you have a $5 bill coming your way. Look at that. You can make some money while you're watching fishing. Gotta love it. Emmanuel Jones says 1.12. A Columna says no, a little bass tracker. I don't think you saw me. Okay. All right. Good deal. Good deal. All right. I'm moving. I'm moving. All right. So yeah, so these fish have kind of moved out. Looks kind of scarce over here now. All right. We need one more like. We get that one more like. We're going to weigh this fish. The mass bass Tid says 1.27. He says, hey, I want that $5. He says, I think I'm going to get it with the 1.27 guess. Let's just do some fan casting while we wait for one more like. Whoever hits the like button and becomes the 50th like, please drop your name in the chat and put 50 next to your name so I can definitely give you a shout out for supporting the channel. Uh-oh, we got the big 50. It is time to do a weigh-in. It is time for the weigh-in. A Columna says they were busting on top, and I threw a swim bait into the middle and got lucky. Uh-oh, we have Cold Train stepping in with the 50 on the on the like button. All right, so let me get one more. Look, one more cast. Let me get one more cast in here, and then we're going to do the guessing game, guys. All right, we got Coltrane hit us with the 50th like for the day. Really appreciate you for tuning in, checking out the live stream. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, so we have $5 on the line. Whoever guesses the weight of this fish, hopefully Wimpy, have you been keeping track of the guesses so far? All right, Coltrane, we're about to do the guessing game. This is where I will hold up the fish that was caught. Let me lock this one in here. That other one was 165. All right, so we're about to do the guessing game. We're going to weigh this fish. If you guess the correct weight, you will win $5, courtesy of Steve Wimpy, a member of the money team. Says if you get to guess the weight of this fish and drop your cash app, you will get a $5 bill. He will send that $5 straight to you. Shout out to Joe Winkler. We have the big dog checking in, a big supporter of the channel. Joe Winkler, member of the money team. He is saying that it is going to be a 1.18. All right, so let's go through the routine again real quick. All right, so here is the fish. Here is the fish. I'm going to show you guys the length on him. Let's take a look at his stomach. Let's take a look at him. Okay, you know, he has a nice little gut on him. Not as quite as big as the other one. That's kind of giving you guys a tip, a hint. All right, and let's put him on the measuring board one time. I think he was almost 15. So he's about 14 and a half. So he is a keeper for this lake. This lake is a 14-inch limit lake. All right, so let's take a look. Candace is coming in with a big 2.2. Oh my goodness. Eastbound dog is 1.38. All right, so let's go ahead and get a weight on him so we can get him back in the lake. Don't want to keep him out too long. All right, so we have it zeroed out. Let's go ahead and get him weighed. Let's get him weighed. All right, here we go. It's bouncing around. It's moving. It's moving. Who is going to be the $5 winner at 1.41? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. 1.41. All right, Wimpy. Are you in the chat? Wimpy, just put yes in there if you're still in the chat. We locked it in at 141. So there we go, guys. 141. Who is about to win $5? 1.41. All right, Wimpy. Do you see who is the winner of the $5? Who is the $5 winner? You got me kind of excited about this one. I want to see what's going on. All right, let's see. Let me lock that weight in there. All right, so there we go. Candace says, nice fish money. So we locked that one in at 141. 141. So this is the smallest keeper of the day. go ahead and turn this off. All right, 141. Gotta love that. 141. All right, and once again, let's get a little content for the channel as we put him back in the lake. 141. Get a quick picture, then put him back in the lake. Hopefully Wimpy is in there doing some tallying. Are you looking to see who is the winner? We're all waiting to see who the winner is. All right, let me go ahead and get a nice picture. All right, there we go. And a nice release. All right, little buddy. Had fun hanging out with you. But let's go back and tell your friends about your day. What a beautiful day, guys. All right, there we go. That's how you do it. Got another quick little video clip. Make sure you guys continue to hit the like button. We are sitting at 50 likes for the day. All right, so Eastbound Dog, you have won. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness, where's my fluke? They're right here, right by the boat. Oh my goodness, guys. I'm sitting here doing all this talking, and these fish were schooling about 30 feet away from the boat. Eastbound Dog, did you already get the $5 cash app? Eastbound Dog shouting out Steve Wimpy, a member of the money team. He hit Eastbound Dog with a $5. Wow, Ace Carney, what's going on? Tuning in. Yeah, we just finished doing the guessing game. So Eastbound Dog just won $5 by guessing the weight of the last fish that was caught. I'm going to make one more cast over here, and then we're going to keep on moving. Like I said, guys, the technique for the day, just showing you guys how to run a few points. All right. Oh, yeah, that fluke looks good. Fluke looking good. Can you guys see it? Can you see it? All right, so we're going to pack up and just keep on moving. There are a lot of fish on this point, but we already caught, what, two or three, three or four out here. What's going on, Ace Carney? All right, so shout out to Eastbound Dog, and big shout out to Steve Wimpy, the member of the money team. And actually, Wimpy, that makes you the sponsor of today's show because you have sent one of the viewers $5. So whoever gives the biggest super chat, super sticker, or show of support for the channel during the live stream is the sponsor of the live stream, because this channel is supported by you guys, the viewers. And what we do each week is just try to get out here, have a little fun, share some knowledge with each other, try to make sure you guys continue to have great days out on the lake. All right, appreciate that. We are sitting at 51 likes. And what we're doing today is just point hopping. We're just hopping from point to point. Not looking for anything special other than just finding some points. All right, so we're coming up on another one. So let me show you guys on the mapping real quick. So if you take a look, we just fished this point right here. It was not a very distinct point, but it was still holding fish. Now look at the contours right here on this map. So you can see how that comes out to a point out here. So we're going to, and actually, hold on. We're already there. We're already at the point. All right, so, and we're sitting in 29 feet of water. So all we're going to do is start out here deeper and head in towards that point, just looking to see what we can see. And we are fluking it once again today, guys. We're throwing that fluke. And I've shown you guys the setup. All right, we are sitting at 52 likes. Really appreciate the support of the channel, guys. And once again, big shout out to Steve Wimpy. All right, Ace Carney said, did some sight fishing Tuesday and yesterday at Jackson. Good run. All right. All right, good deal. Yeah, you guys always feel free to come back here and use this as your brag board. Let us know what type of time you're having out there on the lake. You never know. Somebody may have some tips for you. to help you have a more successful day out on the lake, because you never know someone's situation, whether it be financial or health reasons. Maybe they can only get to the lake once a month or once every 6 months. But if you get the time to get out to the lake, we want you to have a successful day and enjoy yourself out there while you can. All right, so here we go. I see some fish out here, guys, and they are set up, ready for some action. Let's see, let's see. Let's see, guys. All right, no takers. Let's just look and see. Did they follow it? All right, so they're still set up. Oh, yeah, they're set up good. They are set up very good out there. All right, let's get lined up. All right, sitting at about 70 feet out. Get a good cast out there. That cast is about an 80-foot cast. Are they going to come up and get it, guys? Nope, they didn't come up and get it. Let me pause it for a little bit. Let it sink. And we're going to try it one more again. All right. Pull your camera up casting that. Let's see. Does that look good right there? All right, there we go. All right, let me lock in. All right, so those fish are not really reacting to it the way that I want. So I think I need something with a little more, makes a little more noise, something that can get their attention a little bit better. So how's about we go back to this top water again and ease back in on them. All right, Eastbound Dog dropped his Cash App in there. Just won him a $5 bill from guessing the weight of the last fish. How about that? Have our own fishing game show going on. All right, can you guys see that bait working back to the boat? Can you see it? All right, let's see. We had a few followers, but no takers. All right, let's try it one more time. There he goes. He came up at it. Ah, didn't get it though, guys. Didn't take it. All right, so what we'll do is we'll try that one more time because it looked like some of his buddies was like, "Hey, I want a bite. I want to take a bite of that." We have a wake boat out here, kind of bouncing me off my where I'm lined up at. All right, they're ready, guys. I see them coming back up again. Now let's see what they choose to do this time. All right, they're coming up. Didn't take it. Didn't take it. All right, let's keep on looking. Let's keep on looking. Eastbound Dog, he says, please confirm your payment. Your $5 payment for the guessing game has been sent. Did you receive your $5 payment? All right, let's go ahead and move on out to another spot. So we've caught a few fish today, had a great time out here, letting you guys guess the weight of the fish, showing you guys some different techniques and things that you can try when you come out to the lake, see if it'll help you out a little bit. If you want to catch numbers, like what we were talking about earlier, make sure you guys just run and fish points. That's pretty much all it is right now, just kind of a numbers game. All right, let's see. A columnist says, have a great rest of your day. I'll be out there in a few hours. All right, good deal. So maybe you can give us a report. Let us know how you did. I'm just trying to come out here and give you guys a little something to look at for during your lunch break. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you could, please hit the like button. It really does help support the channel. We're going to run and hit a few more points. So we're getting on plane right now. Got that 250 Merc back there doing its job. You see some people over there wakeboarding. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute, guys. Have to give a big shout out to the big dog of the channel. Joe Winkler came in with a $15 super chat. He says 3 is worth 15 in that boat tank. All right. Really appreciate that. All right. So, Joe Winkler, you are the sponsor of today's live stream. Like I said, guys, this channel is supported by the viewers. So, anybody that finds it in their heart to support the channel, it is very much appreciated. We're just out here sharing some knowledge, trying to have a good time on the lake, give you guys something to do and have some fun during your lunch break. So let's see if we can get another one to the boat. So this, yeah, I definitely got to get a Joe Winkler fish now. He is the sponsor of the live stream. All right. And I see Ace Carney, you asked what is the setup for today? Well, for this week, what the technique that I'm working on is my fluke. So I'm throwing that on a 7-foot medium spinning rod. I have a Lew's spinning reel with 10-pound high vis yellow braid on it, and I have that tied using an improved Alberto knot, and that's going to 10-pound fluorocarbon. And let me just show you how I rigged up this fluke for today. Now, I forgot that I actually put so this hook right here. Let me just show you. So this is the fluke setup. I have it Texas rigged. Now, what I did is I added another hook under here, and this is what actually helped me get that last fish to the boat because it came and hit it from the bottom, and the bottom of its mouth was hooked on those bottom 2 hooks. Now this up here is not what I normally put in my fluke. Normally you want a toothpick or something like that to go through the eye of this Texas rigged hook, and that prevents the bait from pulling down. So that's why I have that in there. I did not have a toothpick with me, so I just went ahead and improvised and um put that hook in there for now. I just needed something that could go through the bait. And right now I'm looking, I don't really see any activity on this point. So what we're going to do is we're just going to roll to the next one. And look, guys, all I'm doing, like I showed you on the mapping. All right, Dragon Million says, have you caught something yet? Yes, sir. We've been catching fish. We've been doing guess the weight challenges and all that good stuff. So we've been having some fun. Since we have some new people tuning in. Let's go ahead and catch another fish real quick. Let me just run over to another point. So this point doesn't really have any activity on it. So we're gonna pack up and move. No need to stay and waste time. And we got to get a fish for Joe Winkler, the sponsor of today's show. We have to get a Joe Winkler fish to the boat. All right, so we're about to do that next. Got to stay hydrated out here on the water. All right, so Dragon says, I'm in America, Georgia, and it's hard catching bass here. America, Georgia. Or do you mean Georgia? The state of Georgia in America? All right, let's roll. Let's roll. We're going to another point. Like I said, all we're doing is point hopping. Take a look at the map real quick. So looking at the map, do you see how this area looks like a point? So this is what I'm saying. So this is a point right here. So now I'm just going to go to this point right here. There's probably another one right over there. So I'm just going to go to that next one. We're just point hopping. That's pretty much it. We're point hopping, looking for activity, and then we'll fish that spot. If we don't see anything or catch anything, then we'll keep on moving. All right, he says there's two different types of Georges. There's one in America and there's one somewhere different. Okay, I got you. So you are in the one somewhere different. I kind of figured that's what you were saying by the way that you worded that. All right, good deal. Really appreciate you for tuning in. Glad to have you. So you said it's hard to catch bass there. So what kind of fish do you mainly catch where you're at? So we're just doing some point hopping, throwing some reaction baits. Right now it just happens to be the fluke. And then I may pick up, I do want to throw out my the bait that I caught a nice one on yesterday was, all right, and I see a nice ditch right here too. I don't see anything in that ditch, but man, I like fishing ditches with throwing my shaky head in there. So I got to do it, guys. I know this is a little off from what the plan was for the day, but throwing a shaky head in ditches, I just like it. It's fun. It's fun working the bottom of the lake with a bait like that. All right, so that was a good 80-foot cast. That ditch starts at about 60 feet out. So we're gonna fish that back to the boat. There's really nothing to see, but I can see it on the map. On the map. I thought I heard a fish jumping. Ace Carney says international. That's right, he's international. So what kind of fish? So Dragon, what kind of fish do you catch out there? Says I am in the America, Georgia, not the other place. But most of the fish we catch over here is usually bluegill and other panfish, but big predator fish we usually catch are crappie and occasionally bass, and very rarely catfish. Man, catfish seem like they would be the easiest ones to catch. So out here, to catch some catfish, all you have to do is like let some chicken liver sit out for like a few hours in the sun or a day or something like that, and wrap that on the end of a hook with some string or fishing line or something and cast that out there and you can catch some catfish here. All right, shout out to Eastbound Dog. He was the winner of the guessing game. He guessed the weight of that last fish. What was that guessing weight? Eastbound Dog. He says, thanks for the Cash App, Steve Wimpy. So big shout out to the money team. Steve Wimpy Cash Apped him $5 for winning the guessing game on the last fish that was caught. All right. And Jagan says, what species? Like channel cat. I mean, let me see. I think blue cat, channel cat are the ones that you're most likely to catch from what I um from my experience, from what I think. Channel cats. Those flathead and blue, I think, are a little harder to catch. But if anybody knows the deal on that, drop that in the chat because I don't really fish for catfish too much. All right, Eastbound said 1.38. That 1.38 guess won him $5. All right, good deal. Just having some fun out here on the lake, guys. All right, so let's keep on moving and get back to the game plan. So the game plan is to get out here and scout around for some fish. with this fluke. I'm not really seeing any activity, so I'll just make some fan cast and work my way around this point. And I see there's another point right on the other side of this one that looks pretty decent. So we'll get over there and check that one too. But we're in a little shallower water than what I had been fishing before. So we're in 15 feet right now, not really seeing any activity. All right, so let's keep on moving. Yeah, so the sun is out now. So I would call, I mean, even though there's like clouds and stuff out there, that sun is shining bright. I don't know if I'm getting it in the camera or not, but that sun is shining bright right now, guys. So I would classify this as a sunny day. The water is calm. These are the conditions that people generally say are harder to catch fish in. And for me, whenever I'm preparing for tournaments, I kind of like fishing during the time of the day where people say it's generally harder. So that way it allows me to get out and maybe try to figure something out that can get me some extra fish to the boat whenever everybody else may be having a tough time. All right, Dragon says fish a dope swim bait or a lipless crankbait. So right now, what's on the agenda is a fluke, and then we're throwing a top water bait. The bait of the day is that I'm a skimmer that people have been talking about. People were asking me about it, want me to fish that just so they can see what type of results it gets. Uh-oh, looks like we're coming up on a little something out there. All right, let's get in a little closer and see if that's a money cast right there. All right, so I found some cover that the fish could be relating to. We're sitting in 24 feet of water, so it's a little shallower. It may be some smaller fish on there, but we'll see if we get anything that follows it out. Yeah, I think the bite may be getting a little tougher right now, guys. All right. He says, raise your camera. I want to see something. Shout out to Chauncey. He says, hey, Robert, have you tried Gamma Torque Braid? Eastbound Dog says, is that a brush pile on your Mega Live? Yes, sir. It sure is. So that's all I'm doing is just kind of roaming around. All right. Check out these jet skis coming by. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a shaky head straight into that brush pile. All right, so I threw it at about 75 feet out, so we're just gonna fish that through there. But yeah, check out those jet skis, guys. All right, so we're just gonna fish this slow, the same way we did last time. My guess is that if we catch anything out of there, it's gonna be kind of smaller. It's a little shallower, and the sun is out bright right now, so those fish are probably gonna be out a little deeper, like I was just a minute ago. Chauncey says, "Hey, Money, do you have any top water lures that are chrome?" Yes, sir, sure do. That's what I was showing you guys that I caught that the last fish on, and how that one had 3 sets of treble hooks on it, and the fish had actually thrown the hooks that were in its mouth, but because it had 3 sets of treble hooks from that fish kind of jumping and moving back and forth, it actually got hooked by a second set of the hooks. And let's see, I thought I could have had a bite, guys. So I was still able to get that fish to the boat. All right, let's keep on moving. All right, Dragon says, you have been on YouTube for quite a while. Yes, sir, sure have. I think we're a little over 11,000 subscribers. Took some time to build up that following. So we're growing, we're moving. And people like you that come into the channel and hit that subscribe button, it helps me to continually grow, and really appreciate it when people come in and hit that like button. That like button does help push the channel out to even more and more people. Now, a fun bait to throw for me is this right here, one of those original Seville Magic Swimmers. I had this one custom painted. I caught a nice fish on it yesterday, so we'll throw this a little bit too. All right, let's see what else you guys are talking about. He says, you have been on longer than Marky Plier. Who is Marky Plier? Don't know that name. Let's see. All right, so we're just going to speed up and head on over to another point. Like I said, all we're doing is just point hopping. No matter where you're at on the lake, just do the same thing. Just run from point to point. Have some fun with it. Enjoy yourself out on the lake. All I'm doing is working on my technique with the fluke. So today has not been really a good top water day. There have been some fish coming up on top, but for the most part, all right, I see some bait fish out there with some fish right above them. So all I have to do is wait for those to get in range. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So there's a bait fish, and if you look right above that, you can see those bass right on top of them. Now they're chasing them. Now they're feeding on those fish. I just want to get in a little closer and get this bait right on top of them and see if I can get any of those bass to come up on top. All right, there we go. Got a nice cast out there. I'm right behind them. All right, no takers on that cast. Let's try another one. So I'm going to let this one sink down right into those bait fish. They're sitting about 25 feet deep, and they're on the run from those bass. Those bass are feeding on those fish right now. So I can see my bait dropping down. Trying to bring it right through those fish. I'm right above them now, but they're not coming up to it. All right, let's keep on rolling. We're moving and shaking. All right. Eastbound Dog says the Magic Swimmer is a killer on herring lakes. Yes, sir. That is correct. What's going on, Robert? Robert checking in says I only use a 3-inch fluorocarbon leader though. Not sure if it should be longer as he seems to have like a 10-foot leader. I would do the same, but the knot always seems to get hung up on pole eyes a bit. Okay. All right. Dragon says try fishing on the bottom with one of them worms that you hook right in the middle of them. Okay. So you're talking about the wacky rig. You're saying put the wacky rig to work. That could work. I mean, it does work offshore at times. For me, I mainly throw the wacky rig whenever I'm fishing shallow, targeting docks or laydowns, like some type of structure like that. But I mean, it does work offshore too. All right, drop that right out at 70 feet, letting it go right down into some bait fish. All right, so we're still looking. We're still looking. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please make sure you tap that like button. All you have to do is double tap the screen. It does not cost anything to support this channel. All you have to do is hit that like button. Then we have people like Joe Winkler that step up big time, and he hit the channel with a, oh my goodness. All right, look right here, guys. Can you see him? Can you see him? Let's see if we can get him on this Sabille. I like that Sabille bite. So let's see. Can we get him with that Sabille? There they come. There they come. Ah, they didn't commit to it. Didn't commit to it. All right, let's change it up real quick. So when they're ready, you have to get ready. But if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So most of the time, I try to stay ready with different baits and different techniques. All right, let's see. What are you guys talking about in the chat? Still in Tennessee says, I wish there was a way you could share your mega live screen. Let me see. Dragon says, the next tournament you're in, start screaming. I promise I'll be there. Yeah, I stream some of them. And actually, right now, we have a Battle of the Anglers. So make sure you guys search on YouTube, Battle of the Anglers, Money Bass, Battle of the Anglers, and watch that format. We have another one scheduled for November 9th and November 10th, where we are scheduled to be back out on Logan Martin. So that is a very live and interactive format where you have several different anglers on the screen at the same time. See that line came around the spool right there. So I definitely want to get that out of there. And actually, I need to go ahead and reel this in first because the cast that I just made, there may be some fish that are out there like, hey, buddy, we were about to eat. All right. So, yeah. So let me just show you guys what I just saw. So those fish right there, they watched that bait go right over their head and they did not respond. So now let's try what Chauncey was just asking about earlier. He was asking if I had something in chrome, and I do have something in chrome. That's what I'm going to try now. Has a little bit more of a water displacement to it. Eastbound Dog says live sonar is a great tool. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun out here. All right. Hustle Never Sleep says the G Crack Bellow shad is good soft plastic to fish the bottom, something the fish don't see often. That is right. Yeah, I've seen those things. There's some very interesting looking baits. All right, they didn't like it. Didn't like it, but that's okay. They didn't hurt my feelings because they didn't want my chrome bait. But what I'm gonna do now, I think Dragon made a suggestion about going down to the bottom where the fish are at. So that's what they're doing right now. So based on what those fish are doing, I'm going to change it up. And let's go down there where those fish are at. Maybe that's what they want. Gonna hit them right in the head. So there's some cover right out there. See all those fish all around that cover? I let it drop right down into it. I could get hit and they could pull me down at that cover. But I'm kind of bold and daring sometimes. So I'll cast right into where those fish are at, right into that cover. So we're gonna try it and then just keep on moving. All I'm doing is just coming up to random points, looking around to see what I can see. All right, James Runnels says need a split screen with the one camera zoomed in on your live screen so we can see what you're looking at. All right, yes, I do that sometimes. I'll have a split screen. So on some of these lives, you guys will see that. All right. Still in Tennessee says toss a drop shot with a party minnow. Let them have a party down there. All right, so they're on the shaky head. I just need one of them to go ahead and hit it with the little tappy tap. All right, Eastbound Dog says, when is the next club tournament? The next club tournament with the Rob Bender. Uh-oh, we got a tappy tap right there, guys. The next club tournament is taking place on Lake Logan Martin. Just happens to be the same lake that we're doing the Battle of the Anglers on. Oh my goodness. All right, so they still are hitting on top. Can you guys see those fish jumping out there? So that's a good sign. We'll be out here for just a little while longer, so maybe we'll get back into some top water action. All right, we are at 57 likes, guys. We might hit the 60 mark today. Is there anyone in the chat who has not hit the like button? If so, could you just go ahead and double tap your screen? Let's see if we can get up to 60 likes. We just need 3 more people to hit that 60 like mark. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to catch a fish for the sponsor of the live stream. Big shout out to Joe Winkler. He hit the channel with the $15 super chat. So let's go ahead and get a Joe Winkler fish to the boat real quick. All right, let's see. Let's try something a little different for the day. I see these fish are lining up pretty good. Let's see what they think about a topwater bait. They said we don't think anything about a topwater bait because we don't want it. All right, so these fish are definitely out here roaming around. All right, and there they go, way out that way. All right, here they come. And there they go. They said, nope, we don't want that. All right, it is a no-go on that. Eric, what's going on? He says, try that fluke. All right, Dragon says, well, wait a second. We have James Runnels checking in. What is going on? Glad to see you in the chat. He says, should have invited the hawk out with you to help show you how to catch instead of just fish. Oh, man, we've been out here catching a few fish today. We've been out here catching a few, having a good time, playing the guessing game. Shout out to, goodness, what was the name again? What was the name? Who won the $5? Eastbound Dog won $5 from the guessing game. He guessed the weight of the fish. All right, let's see. Eric says throw that fluke. Dragon says no wait. Use a black and pink ribbon tail worm with a bass hook. Always works with the dad, or use a broke back rebel. Okay, all right. James Ronald says I would be slow rolling a spinnerbait or a rattle. Oh yeah, got all of those sound like some a good day of fishing, especially when you're able to get out there and throw something that you like to fish with and make it work for that day. All right, let's go ahead and move to another point. All we're doing today, guys, is just point hopping, just having a little bit of fun, trying something different. I wanted to show you guys a different technique for people that may come out, may not have a lot of time on the lake or time to get out and figure things out. This is something that you can do to, get out and keep the day kind of simple. And for the most part, catch a few fish, have a successful, fun day out on the lake. All right, let's head to the next point. All right, M4 fishing. Are you out on the lake? Drop a yes in the chat if you are out on the lake. All right, so this is intermission time. Let me clear these tracks from yesterday. So you guys can see the point right here. There's a point right here. All I'm doing is just watching the contours of the lake. And then from those contours, just deciding what bait to throw. All right, M4 says he's putting in at Charleston. All right, I see some schooling fish out there. A nice school of fish coming up. All right, let's see if we can make them come up and hit. Oh, man, they missed it. Oh, man. I had a nice hit and a miss, guys. Right here at the boat. Oh, my goodness, right at the boat. Ah, there we go. Check it out, guys. Another one right at the boat. I don't want to share those treble hooks with him. So let me get him to calm down a little bit first. Woo! Look at that. Man, that fish came and hit right at the boat, guys. All right, looks like it's time for another guessing game to take place. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that school of fish, I missed the first one, missed the second one, and then right when it got to the boat, bam, got him. All right, let me see. Let me check the screen. All right, let me see. Eastbound says, wow, great action. So did you guys actually see the bait coming across, or when the fish actually hit the bait that time? All right, Eastbound Dog says that's a spot. Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and check his tongue out. Reach in there, you can feel that nice little patch on his tongue. Let's check the stomach. All right, he might be a little bigger than the last one. I'm giving you guys some hints. We're gonna do the guessing game. All right, so I'm gonna put him in the live well where you guys get active in the chat and put what you feel the weight of this fish is. And shout out to Chauncey. Hopefully you're still watching. You saw that Topwater hit. All right, so let's go ahead and put him. Let me show you guys what he looks like on the measuring board, and then we'll put him in the live well. All right, so there you go. He is just a little under 14. Well, wait a second. Let's go ahead and get a measurement on this one. He looks like he is barely touching 14. Yes, this fish is barely touching 14. So he is just barely a keeper. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Just barely a keeper. But let's go ahead and get him in the live well so he can get some water back on him, since he did come off the hook and kind of splash around for a quick minute. All right, but there we go, guys. There we go. Let me give him a nice dip in the water. But there we go. Drop your guess in the chat. How much do you think this fish weighs? He is just on 14. Trying to splash me with the water. He is right at 14 inches. So that is another keeper on this lake. All right, so we have Still in Tennessee says 1.37. Clint Perry hitting us with the 1.04. Eastbound Dog, the $5 winner for the day for the guessing game, is 1.31. Let's see if you can keep it up. All right, Dragon says, I don't know how many ounces is 1 pound. 16 ounces is 1 pound.
but we're going by the decimal weight on these. So it's we're not going by pounds, we're going by that decimal. So let's see, hustle never sleep is 1.2. So it's 1.2 pounds, but we're not going by ounces. Let me say it that way. We're not going off of ounces. So there is a setting that you can put on the scale that shows ounces. And let me just show you guys the bait I was using. I'm just not around the bigger fish right now, but you know, if you get around those bigger fish, these same baits that I'm throwing. Whoa, oh my goodness. Let me show you guys what happened. This bait actually came off. It came off of the speed clip. How did the fish do that? The knot is still good. Everything is still strong. But yeah, he worked it out of the speed clip. I do not know how that happened, because I haven't had a fish get off of a speed clip before. But that's the bait I'm throwing. Does anybody know what that bait is? If you know what that bait is, drop the name of it in the chat. You see it has 3 sets of hooks on there. And you saw that one fish I caught earlier. It actually had this hook is the one that hooked it. And I changed this hook out. It has a different type of bend to it. But this is the hook that the fish was on earlier. It was able to spit this hook, but these other 2 hooks still got him. And I was able to get that fish to the boat. All right, so let's just scout around and see where that school went. It looks like they came after their buddy, so they're under the boat. Yeah, they came looking for their buddy. They was like, hey, where's little Jimmy at? We don't see him. Did Money Bass get him? All right, yeah, okay. I'm a skimmer. Eastbound Dog said I'm a skimmer. All right. Dragon says, I know it's 1 pound. I just want, let me see. I don't know how many ounces it's going to be. So yeah, we need that guess. 1 point what? 1 point what? Or 2 point what? Or 5 point what? What do you think that fish is going to weigh when I put it on the scale? All right, we are at 61 likes. When we hit 65 likes, we're gonna weigh that fish. I showed you guys the length of that fish. We put him on the measuring board. I showed you the weight. Well, I didn't show you the weight yet. All right, so there's some more fish out here. So we're gonna stick with this top water bait right now. Get that way out there and just work it back to the boat the same way. See if these fish are active over here. All right, there they come. There they come. Ah, he hit at it. Did you guys see it? A swing and a miss. He swung at it and missed. Now that fish wasn't too big. It may have been a keeper, but who knows? But he swung and missed. All right, let's get back to it again. So we know they're wanting some top water action. All right, that last cast where that fish came up and hit at the bait. Put a yes in the chat if you saw it when it came up and struck at the bait but missed. Put yes, I saw it, or just let me know. I just want to see if you guys actually saw the fish strike. All right, Dragon says, I actually really don't know. Maybe 1.2. All right, Dragon's in with the 1.2. Timothy Turner says, looks nice out there today. That is right. It's definitely a nice day. Clint Perry says, does it move like a Zara spook? Yes, it sure does, but it splashes, it makes a little more water displacement on the top because it has that kind of a little spitting mouth on the front of it. All right, let's see. Eastbound Dog said yes. He was able to actually see that fish hit at it, but miss. All right, so we're taking another cast. What I'm gonna do in just a second is I'm gonna actually just kind of move and come at these fish from a different angle. Here comes some more. They're coming up at it again, guys. They're just not committing to it. But I was surprised that one fish hit right at the boat. Generally, for me, they do not do that. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is just stop casting for a minute. I'm gonna get to a different position around the boat. And what were we looking for? 65 likes. At 65 likes, we're gonna weigh that fish that is in the live well. So what we're gonna do is just do the guessing game again. So we need one more like. If you have not hit the like button, tap that like button, just double tap the screen. We will be at 65 likes. And once you hit the like button, type the word like in the chat or put 65. Once you tap, okay, so I see 65. Who just liked it 65? Put your name in the chat so I can give you a shout out. I really appreciate everybody that takes the time to support the channel. All right, we have Ian. Ian checking in. He says, I just did. He hit us with the 65. Uh-oh, wait a minute. We're back down to 64. If you already hit the like button, if you hit it again, it'll take that like away. So you have to double tap. So double tap that like. Okay, there we go. Back at 65. All right. Shout out to Ian. He is number 65. All right, so now we're going to get this guessing game moving. And what that is I'm going to show you guys the fish that I have in the live well, the one that we just caught. And I will put it on the measuring board, but I've already showed you that it's right at 14 inches, but I'll show it to you again. And then in the chat, I want everybody to get active and put your guesses in the chat. All right, let's see. I'm just scouting around looking for those fish. Looking for those fish. All right, and there are some right up there. Let's see if these will hit on top. You never know. You never know who wants to hit something on top. So we're gonna test them out and see. All right, the wind has kind of changed on us a little bit today too. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this weight, the guessing game going on. All right, one more cast, guys. Let me get one more cast. Cast all the way across this point. Let's see. All right, they're hitting at it. Oh my goodness. Oh, did you guys see it? Now those were some nice sized fish right there. Those were some good ones, guys. Let's go ahead and spot lock right now. Let those fish settle back down. In the chat, did you see those fish coming up to hit that bait? Did you see it? Put yes. Okay, so Victor said fish on. Nope, that fish came off. It actually did not connect. And look at how many hooks are on there. All of those hooks, and those fish were still able to to get away from that. All right, let's see. Shout out to Steve Wimpy. He is the one that hit us up. He hit let me see, Eastbound Dog with the $5 for the guessing game. All right, Wimpy, we have another one coming up. He says, bro, enjoyed the live today. Got a bounce. Shout out to Eastbound Dog for cashing in on the guessing game. All right, so we got one more guessing game coming up. We're about to do that right now. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get the scale ready. All right, let's see. We have that scale zeroed in. All right, once again, shout out to Steve Wimpy. All right, so I'm gonna put this fish on the, oh my goodness, it got me. It got me bad that time. He got me, guys. Oh my goodness. All right, so here we go. So this one is right at 14 inches. I'll show you guys. I'll put it right here on the measuring board for you. So that's the measuring board. We have him on there. You see him, he is right on that 14-inch mark. 14 inches. Come on, buddy. Straighten out. Straighten out. 14 inches. All right. What is your guess? What is your guess for the weight? I'm waiting for you guys to put your guesses in the chat. All right. We see Eastbound is 131. We have Dragon is at 1.2. Anybody else want to guess? What do you think the weight of this fish is? Let me show you the stomach on him. He has a nice little stomach on him. He's not quite as big as the other ones that we caught. All right. So Battle Trap. What is that? Rattle Trap Fishing says 1.1. Clint Perry is 1.02. Ace Carney 1.25. Uh-oh. Ace is looking good. Zach says 1.3. All right. Anybody else want to guess? Anybody else want to guess on him? right, we have the scale zeroed out. Bill Meeks is 1.17. Anybody else? Anybody else? Going once, going twice. Still in Tennessee, slid in at the last minute with the 1.37. All right, I'm still holding on. Eric S at 1.0. All right, you ready? You ready? Here we go. Here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and drop him on the scale. 1.34. Oh my goodness. Oh man, 1.37 looks like it may have got it. Tech is in second with the 1.3. 1.31. Uh-oh, wait a minute. 1.3. Eastbound Dog, you did it again. Eastbound Dog did it again with the 1.31. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Shout out to Eastbound Dog coming in winning twice for the day on on Guess the Weight, the guessing game. All right, so there we go. That was a nice one caught on that Topwater bait. Eastbound Dog, yeah, hitting us with the strong arm. All right, let's go ahead and get him back in the water. All right, buddy, go back and let your friends know what happened. Man, he took off quick. He's like, let me out of here. He left a bubble trail behind him. All right, so let's go ahead and let the water out of that live well. 134. So today we didn't really catch big fish, but let's see the best 5 that were caught. If you guys can take a look at that scale, the best 5 caught so far are 8.67 pounds. All right, A said, Eastbound Dog, you're on a roll. Dragon says, I knew I wasn't going to get it because I really didn't know. You were close. You were close. Eastbound Dog says, I know that was those small fish weight because I've caught a lot of those on Clark's Hill. Oh my goodness. All right, so yeah, I mean that one that you guys just saw hit at the boat. I'll see if I can go ahead and catch another one of those. I guess we could stick to the same bait. They've kind of switched up on us. As you guys saw yesterday, they were on that fluke pretty good, but we're changing it up today. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. If this is your first time visiting the channel, welcome to the channel. We get together every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. That is when we do the live in studio live streams, and then I'm out on the water. I try to get out here at least once a week. So far this week I have been out here I think every day. We're trying to do a marathon roll right now to see how many days in a row I can get out here and show you guys some different techniques, different action. All right, man, I would have liked to have hooked up on that one that you guys saw come up because that one was over 2 pounds. I would say it was between 2 and 3 pounds, that one that came up right at the boat. All right, so we're just gonna get repositioned. All right, Dragon says, are those spotted bass? Yes, those are spotted bass. So what I'm going to do is just make a long cast straight out across that point like I just did a minute ago. All right, we're looking. See if we can get one more real quick. All right, just making some random fan casts because I know those fish are out here roaming around. Joe Winkler said 1.18. We already weighed him. What was the weight of that fish, guys? It was 1.31. Shout out to Joe Winkler. He is the sponsor of today's live stream, guys. He hit the channel with a $15 super chat. But I say each week or every time we are doing these live streams, whoever gives the largest super chat, super sticker during the live stream is the sponsor of the live stream. Want to give a big shout out to Steve Wimpy. He did hit Eastbound Dog with the $5 cash app for winning the guessing game. And Eastbound Dog has won it twice today. So big shout out to him. Jenna Kennels, what's going on? He says, what's up, money? Sorry I missed you on Tuesday. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know we get together every week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Good deal, good deal. But I'll see you on the next one. All right, still in Tennessee says, I wish I could get back out on the water. This knucklehead rebuilding my outboard is taking his good old sweet time. Oh yeah, man. You gotta hate that whenever you can't get out on the lake when you want. All right, they're hitting it again, guys. Let's see. Man, he missed it. Ah, he missed it and did not come back. I saw two roamers out there roaming, hanging out. Okay, there we go. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. That purple haze is my persistence mode, but these fish are lined up out here. So let me get a good cast out there and just work it back to the boat and let's see. Let's see if we can get any action. No action. Let's see, where did they go? All right, so these fish are just out on this point. I'm sitting in 9 feet, but I'm casting out to probably like 30, 40 feet of water. So I'm casting away from the bank. And these fish are coming up to hit these baits. All right, I see him. I see him. I see you out there. Man, this is a real nice day out here today, guys. A real nice day. Have a little bit of cloud coverage. Not too hot. The temperatures have dropped. Somebody asked about the water temp. The water temp is 74 degrees where I'm at. Dragon says, isn't a lake just a giant pond? I don't know. Somebody check that out. But I think there's some qualities about a lake that make it different from a pond. I don't know if it's based on size or maybe water flow or something like that. But who knows? What do you guys think? Is a lake just a giant pond? All right. Eastbound Dog says, money, how does Mega Live compare to Active Target and Livescope? So for me, well, I would say what the word on the street is that of the three, Livescope has the best images, from my understanding. Then they say Target, Active Target is second, and they say Mega Live is third. But as you guys see from me, I'm able to get out here and track these fish and catch them. So, and I think a lot of that has to do with um, how well the angler is able to use their electronics also. But that's generally what I hear is that the image quality that you get on Garmin is going to be the best one. But I mean, I've always had live scope. I mean, not live scope. Uh-oh, they're hitting it, guys. Come on, come on. Ah, one little solo fish out there. So yeah, so they're coming up hitting on top. missed a few of them. You guys have seen it with your own eyes. We've missed quite a few. All right, there's two solo ones out there. Let's see if we can get those to come up. So right now, it looks like they are willing to come up and hit on top, guys. All right, Hustle Never Sleep says pond is 10 acres and smaller. All right, so there we go. Maybe that is that official. Eastbound Dog says that is what I have seen, but with the software updates, Mega Live looks better now. Oh yeah, yeah, Mega Live. I mean, hey, I'm out here doing my thing. I'm showing you guys the screen, not as much as I have done in the past. Sometimes I'll be out here and I'll run a split screen so that way you guys can see what I'm looking at. But so just take a look. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4 fish sitting out here. So that's exactly what I'm targeting. Those fish are 70 to 80 feet out there. So I'm gonna make a cast that's about 90 feet out, and then I'll be able to see my bait coming across the top of the water on my screen. All right, so those fish didn't come up on it. All right, what we will do is go over the setups that we have for the day for anybody that is interested. All right, so what you have been seeing me throw, and you see me catch a few fish on these, that is all chrome. That is all chrome. So it has 3 hooks on it. That is what some people refer to as an I'm a skimmer. What brand is that, guys? I don't remember what brand the I'm a skimmer is. All right, so the other thing, the rod that I'm using, this is a Duckett T-Rex 7 foot 3 inch medium heavy spinning rod, 7 foot 3 medium heavy. I'm throwing this on a 13 fishing bait caster with 12-pound monofilament line on there. It has a little bit of a stretch to it and it floats, and that's why I throw mono on my topwater baits. And let's see, this is a 7:3 to 1 gear ratio reel. I like that fast reel, so whenever fish start schooling or something like that and I need to hurry up and reel my bait in, I can get that back to the boat real quick. All right, so that is the setup on the top water on the I'm a skimmer, and I'll switch this out between the I'm a skimmer. I'll also use a Sammy, and I don't know if you guys know about those, the bigger 009 riser baits. I use those, and all of that just depends on how much water displacement that you need. The other thing that I was throwing today, like I told you guys, was the fluke. So the biggest fish that I caught for the day, it did come on the fluke. So we'll start off with the fluke setup, and it's a little different. Let me just tell you guys why. So I generally will have it just Texas rigged with this one hook in here, but I was missing a lot of fish yesterday. I actually had a fish that had the whole bait in its mouth yesterday, and it still did not get that one hook. So what I did is I added on this treble hook on here, and I just kind of embed one side of the hook on there, so it has 2 exposed hooks on the bottom. And the fish that I caught earlier today was actually hooked on both of those bottom hooks. So if I did not have this hook on here, I would have missed that fish. Um, Then for this up here, I generally would have like a toothpick or something that I put through there. So the bait, when it gets pulled down, it doesn't pull down the hook. It'll kind of stay in place on casts and stuff like that. I did not have my thought I heard some schooling fish back there. I did not have a toothpick with me, so I just went ahead and put a hook in there. It still does the same thing. It holds it in place, and this hook is right through the eye of this Texas rig right here. This line right here, this is what was this line? 10 pound. This is 10 pound fluorocarbon, 10 pound fluorocarbon line, and I have that going to the spool with 10 pound high vis yellow. That's high vis yellow braid on the spool for the backing, and then the leader is probably about 20 feet long, something like that, 20 foot long. Then the other thing, this is a lose speed spool, not speed spool, Mach 2, lose Mach 2 reel. I just started using these reels. It's a decent reel. It's not too expensive. And the rod is a medium 7 foot medium spinner rod. Where that tip on it kind of helps me get these long casts out here. So with this setup, I'm actually able to throw these throw this bait weightless. The only thing that's on here is just these hooks. So I'm able to throw this weightless and still get a good 90-foot cast or so with this. Actually, it's probably over 100-foot cast with it. So I'm able to reach out longer distances and get those fish. And I do have kind of some line kind of on the spool, so I had to just make a cast and get that off of there. All right. Let's see. Still in Tennessee says maybe it's just my eyes. I don't see a nickel worth of difference between the three brands. Last night I watched a video with his Garmin. If I had it, I would toss it in the lake. Pick was horrible. So yeah, it's definitely going to depend on the user too. So how well you can use the electronics, also how well that you have it set up. Some people do not have the right wiring set up in there, so the screen quality is not good. Then you'll see some people who have great screen quality. So let me just show you mine real quick. So this right now, there's nothing out there. So there's a little bit of glare from the sun or just whatever debris is on the lake. I have this on color palette 13, but you see the clarity in there. So it's real clear. This is the bottom of the lake, and this is just a double reading. So you really don't pay attention to this. I'm sitting in 21 feet of water. So if you just take a look, this right here is the water column. So yeah, so for me, I mean, it works great. And if you guys have been watching the channel for any length of time, you've seen the tutorials and things that I do. So it really just depends on your preference. What do if you're getting electronics, what is it that you're after? Some people, they want that one boat network, and they want to have a 360, and they want everything on the same network. So they're kind of basing their decision on what makes the best financial sense for them. If you already have Humminbird, would you want to get rid of your Humminbird or implement Garmin into it? Some people may have Garmin systems already, so since they quote unquote say the Garmin is the best on the market as far as the live imaging goes, if you already have Garmin, then you might as well stick with Garmin if that's your main thing. But each brand, from what I understand, they have their pros and cons. So you just kind of have to measure all of that out. So for me, I am able to see everything that I can see just fine. All right, let's see, guys. All right, had a great day out here on the lake. We ran points for the day. So I showed you guys the setup of the two main rods, reel, line, and the baits that I was using. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. If you did not hit it on the way in, we are at 68 likes. Can we get two more likes? Just two more likes. Can we get two more likes, guys? Let's see if we can hit 70. If you hit the like button and you are number 69, put 69 in the chat. And if you are like number 60, well, like number 70, put 70 in the chat. Let's see. I'm looking for 69 and 70. Let me just show you guys real quick. Some of you guys were asking about the boat. So I'm running a Nitro Z20. And if we step to the back, you see I have a Merc. All right, we are at 69. Shout out to Baldy 318. Really appreciate it. We are at 69 likes. Looking for one more so we can hit that 7-0 for the day. All right, so I'm rolling with this on a Mercury 250.
So I have a 250. Have talons on this boat. Shout out to Brian. He says, boom. All right. We need one more like. Just one more like, fellas. All right. Up front, you guys can see I run a Helix 10, a Helix 9. Helix 9. Then when you come up front, I have another Helix 10, a Helix 12, and I use that for my live imaging. And if you take a look right up here, this is my live transducer, and this is my 360 transducer. All right, big shout out to whoever that was that hit the 70. All right, who hit that 70 for me? Tattoo Chance. Tattoo Chance says, hey, just so you know, I am proud of you. It takes a lot of effort to get up every day and make the best of it. You got this. All right, hey, really appreciate that. All right, really appreciate that. All right, Brian says, nice boat. All right, really, really appreciate that. All right, guys, so we hit the 70 likes. We were out here for maybe about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. So wanted to get out here, touch bases with my YouTube peoples, see how everybody was doing. We'll see if we can get back out here once again tomorrow. Maybe I'll get slide out here for about 2 hours, show you guys some different techniques. Like I said, today we went over the fluke and the a top water bait that I'm a skimmer that people were asking about. All right, everybody, really appreciate you for tuning in. I will see you on the next live stream. Look at that pretty day. Pretty day.